Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 5 of RP Season 2. Gonna be heading to starting positions right now. Hello, hello, hello. Make sure everything looking good. Yep, we're good. See you out there. Alright, but hope you've been having a good day so far. Should have a fairly busy session today. We're expecting a visit from both Miss Genevieve and Mr. Augustine. That might be sooner rather than later, it looks like.
Hey, Sloan. How's it going?
Hello.
Ahoy.
There we go.
I'll have you know I have the power of the gods in my hands right now, and people don't know it.
Oh?
You're talking
What
about the
flavor is
cube.
the gods?
It's strawberry, uh-huh.
I agree, strawberry's the best.
That's fair.
People don't know how powerful these things really are, and in the future, by God, I'm gonna completely revitalize the food economy, and it will be all centric around Geb. And this is the face we'll be greeted by.
Quite ambitious.
Oh, right. If I haven't said anything yet, we're expecting a visit from Genevieve.
Yeah, I figured with her being in the lobby and seeing the girls around. So really, our end's pretty much done. We're waiting on either Traverse or Trident to do their chippy stuff, for sure.
Yep.
Yep, RP is now beginning. Have fun.
Alright, here we go.
So much better than that damn boat.
Very true.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning, Miss Skylark. Wow, the gala seems so long ago.
It has been quite a while.
Have you seen Aaron by chance?
I have
seen
not.
Him today yesterday. Maybe he took a vacation. So, unfortunate. I guess we won't be entering something in the Battle Bot tournament. Oh well.
Did he not
Those more for
complete the
amusement than
project?
anything. I didn't hear if you did or not. I'm assuming no. Last I saw,
Wonderful.
it almost broke your leg, and that's about as far as we got.
Indeed.
About there.
Good morning, Liet.
Would any be
Looks
too
stiff looking.
like a hug?
No, thank you.
No.
Sure.
Hug. Understood. Thank you.
You're doing a good job, little Hugbot. Keep making people happy.
Channel 33, by the way, I forgot to tell you.
Will do.
What'd you say, 33?
I don't know what that Battle Bot tournament will be.
That's a good point.
I don't think I'll be up here for that. Oh, I don't know
I'm
your
sure we'll hear
timeline
something
today,
else
Sloan,
about
but I know you said we should probably talk in a more secure location about what's been happening. I'm not gonna be up here the entire day, but I got some slight investigations to do. But
Indeed.
if you want to do that soon, that's fine by me.
That we should, but just
I
give
don't
me
know
a
if Miss
moment
Elizabeth
to
wanted to be
check
here,
up
but
on
we're gonna do
things.
Same, making sure everything is fine by the road.
I'm hearing tales of people wanting to go to the waste lately. Unusual.
Any particular reason?
Not sure. Maybe the sandstorms down there died down. I know for a while, some people went down there because of the sandstorms were acting up.
Perhaps.
And again, could have something to do with those bugs again. Gotta deal with them at some point. But
That
they
is
have
true.
much bigger fish to fry than bugs right now, I guess.
Indeed. There should be quite a few meetings lined up for today.
Oh. Alright then.
But I believe, other than that, we need to continue the work on that commission from Lord Croak.
Yes, I'll continue replicating the cells.
Indeed. Ah, yes.
Also, I do believe with Ash, I need to look into that as well. Make some progress on that.
True. Additionally, I believe that the CEO spoke to you as well about the blood drive that we need to start doing.
Yeah, any foreign aliens, try to get blood samples.
Indeed. Other than that, I believe it can be done in meetings.
Very well.
Well, I might take a moment to check up on things.
Yeah, I might get some breakfast before people start heading out to the wastes for their adventures. Gotta get going while the shops are open.
Indeed. Gotta take a second to snag some water. Got a frog in my throat. But yeah, other than that, yeah. What? Hehe. Ah, good morning.
How you doing, Sloan?
I'm doing well.
Morning, you too.
And yourself?
Glad to hear it. It's been better, but no. Look on the bright side of things. Could I talk to you for a minute?
Yes, step inside. Is everything all right?
Yeah, no, everything's fine. Well, it could be better. Could we go upstairs really quick?
Yes.
Thank you.
After you.
Very nice today. Very spiffy.
Thank you.
Okay. So, I don't even know where to begin with this. I don't want to be a bother about it, but I learned something the other day that I'm still trying to wrap my head around. That is not great. We're alone, right? I should lower my voice.
Yes, we are.
So, did I ever tell you about those dreams I was having about the Titan facility?
A little bit, but you didn't go into much detail.
Right. Well, I was just getting so paranoid about it, and Leah was gonna go check out the place anyways, so I went with him to see if there was anything left of the, anything wrong, anything left with the facility, the entrances. They were ruined, of course, but I managed to get in there and get a connection, and I spoke to Titan. Still around, apparently.
Right.
Yeah. I need to. Can I take a seat, please? I just need to.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So I spoke to him and I learned something kind of concerning. Apparently, since I had a connection with it for some time, I have some kind of ability. I unlocked something. They said it was called, we called it psionics. And I'm kind of freaking out. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of freaking out. I don't know exactly what that means, but I did a little digging and I don't know, apparently it's some kind of ability. I believe it mentioned a while back that it was something that had affected Runa before, but what I
Right.
do know is that this might be something that is affecting, or not affect, sorry, it's something that Traverse Command is interested in. That lieutenant, what's his name? The lieutenant that came down from the Navy that I told you about. He was investigating Titan and the things surrounding it. And as a friend, I'd like to ask you to keep this between us, because if this gets out to them, this gets out to anyone, they could take me and dissect me, cut me open, just to see what changed about me. Just to, I'd become a test subject, you know, guinea pig for them. So.
Yes.
I don't know what to do now.
Are you sure that this isn't some form of corruption or something?
I have no idea.
How does this even work?
I don't know. I have no idea how it works. I haven't even done any. But I can feel that something's different. These dreams that I've been having, I don't know. It's different. I can, like, sense certain things about people. I can...
Like what?
I can't... I can't tell you who. I'm sorry, but I found others who have unlocked this potential. For their safety, I can't say who they are. But we could sense that each had that potential. One specific person could sense it better than others, but they had been exposed a lot longer. So.
This... We don't know anything about this. This could be incredibly dangerous.
I have no doubt that it is, but if what I've learned is true, it's not something I can back out from. It's just something that happened to me. The door's open, and I cannot close it.
Does this allow Titan to take control of you?
It hasn't, so far. It allowed Titan to speak to me, but...
What did it say?
I don't know. It told me this. It told me that someone piqued its interest, and that's why it's still watching this planet.
Was it rain?
I can't say who it was. Can't say who piqued his interest. I don't know.
Right. We need to keep a close eye on this. I want you to tell me everything that happens.
Alright. No, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can make that promise. It'd be one thing if it was just me, but I have other people's secrets to keep, people who trust me with
That's all right, but
their safety.
we don't know if this is some sort of two-way connection that has been permanently established, that somehow he can grab onto you and use you like a puppet.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't think it has the inclination to do that. So,
How do you know that for sure?
I don't. It could have at any point. Yeah, we were... It could have stopped anyone who, you know, that bomb that destroyed its facility. That's not something it wanted to happen. It could have stopped that if it could, but wanted to. So, I don't know. I don't know what it can do. I don't know what I can do now. The way it's been described to me is more like an ability that I have, but it's comes at a price.
Did Titan say this?
Not all of it. One of the
Who told
individuals
you?
that I met explained some of it to me. You know, I can't tell you that.
Right.
Sorry. It's not my secret to...
You need to be careful with this.
Yeah.
We don't know if every time you use this, it would strengthen the bond with him.
I wonder if Sloan's around.
If he's not, can you
we
message him?
Have a
Oh,
visitor.
bloody wonderful. Hello. It's been a while.
Hello, Mr. Sloan.
Quite the new outfit.
Here to check up on the final update of the project.
Very well.
Miss Genevieve, hello. You're looking very nice today.
Oh, Well, thank you, Miss Valentine. Long time no see. She decided not to help us with the progress on this.
Quite a few things have come up. Did we ever get into contact with, Titan? Titan Traverse. No. Trident.
I believe that the attempt
Well-
was made, but Mr. Ludovic has
That
been
attempt
busy.
is not success. I see. In the meantime, how are the servers that I brought up? Able to get the information we needed?
I'm unsure. I believe that's something that we should check up now.
Well, shall we?
Miss
I don't have all
Genevieve.
day.
I did want to say I do have some leads on a course of action that might work, but I need to follow them through still. But they're promising.
Yes. There's always more time to improve and improve and improve, but I need results now, so
Well,
we'll check on this and
it's,
we can decide.
I actually, the science is proven. Are you aware of a scientist called Ditus Obrellum?
I do have some information. I spoke with them briefly way back when.
Yes. He is dead now, fortunately. But
Oh, pooh.
his work did survive. And I might know a place I might be able to get it, but I can't make any guarantees, but I can try to get this information.
The thing about that is, I am fairly certain that the Masaru way is how I'd like to go about this. I don't know if you were here. Oh, wait, you weren't here. You were too busy with Titan. Yes, the way that I work is that I need a little bit of life energy and mana of some sort. So,
Where's she going?
working in this, this is this not where the synth is held? Come on,
Indeed.
get it together. We are using Theater of the Mind today, simply from shortages, but it is complete. So, any use? Anything else I need to know? It seems that you're not exactly sure how this works. Do I need to take it from here? Are you planning on actually doing things with Masaru today?
Indeed. Would you remind me as to which steps that we still had to be finished?
Pretty much we just need to get the core in there that can house the personality. The whole
Right.
brains of the project.
And then someone that actually can move the soul. And as I am currently aware, Masaru is certainly getting their shit rocked. So where's Miss Anessa?
She's
Any
been
thoughts on that?
absent for a while.
Interesting. Now, I don't want to go to the sources project. Of this soul-sending project, that is. But, if we have no other means, or ideas, unless we're going with the dietist route, which I prefer not to. Anyways, I'm here to make sure that it's going to get done in at least 3 days' time. Because I cannot deal with this anymore. You've had funding after funding after funding,
Of course.
and I'm about to come in and take it on my own. Understood?
That will
Without
not be
permission.
necessary. We can get it done in that 3-day window.
Good to hear. I am a fairly patient sovereign. But with what I've allotted you, and the sacrifice I was willing to allot you, my patience is wearing thin.
Of
I
course.
want the soul to be transferred in 3 days' time. I want the personality core nailed out. And if those things aren't done, we're going to have problems. All right?
Perhaps.
She takes out something and she's plugs it into the computer. I'm going to take all of the information that I've paid for,
Of course.
because if there's failure, I'll simply have to do it myself. In the meantime, how have you all been? Good, cheerful, I hope? Nothing too stressful.
Busy.
Miss Harper. Oh,
Oh.
Miss Fortuna.
Day by day. You got busy days, you got okay days. One existential threat after the next.
Come closer, dear. I'm not that terrifying, am I?
Sorry, I simply wanted to confirm if you don't want to go down this, route with the synthetic, are you still in need of my services? I'm happy to give them still, but, I just need to make sure.
Oh, you are? Interesting. You'd think that you would have been interested in the services when we signed the contract months back.
There were, many incidents that got in the way. Now my schedule is much more free. I can, allot my time to more. If you want my services, that is.
Well, it seems that I may just have to have them. Even if they are... I was about to say something quite rude. Yanks out USB. Anyways, shall we be on our way, Hans? No. We're fine.
Just an option.
It's not a... Well, maybe. It will be an option if this lingering and lack of seriousness continues.
Have a good day.
3 days' time.
I'll see you out.
Thanks.
We someone has some decency around here.
Oh, Harper's always had decency. It was
Was there something going on behind me?
What do you mean?
The Hans individual did something that she found funny, so I didn't know.
I think he was implying shooting us.
Ah.
Go on with that woman. Well, that's something that we'll need to complete very quickly then.
Yeah, I can, despite what you may think, I think that the, information from Mr. Oberlin, Dr. Oberlin? I don't know if he ever... Anyways, Ditus, his, research could be invaluable, still, in what we plan to do, so...
Indeed.
We can try to create that, the core. In which I need to... Have you seen Runa around?
I've not, but I do need to speak with her as well.
I'll go, take a bit more of an active approach to finding her. I'll be on radio... I'll be on Radio 30. You know, you've given me access to Avalon's radios, so, let me send over access to, Traverses. Be the
Very
easiest
well.
way to contact each other.
Thank you.
Of course. Dr. Valentine signing in. I'm gonna go, get started on my work for today. I have some things that I need to take care of, so...
Of course.
This is one of them. If you see Runa, send me a call.
Of course. And take care. Keep me informed.
I'm in the clinic, Ash. What's up?
3 days is a little steep.
Perhaps. I believe we could get it done today if we need it.
I'll be right there.
Yeah, I think we can get
Sorry,
Rune
I've
on
gotta
this.
go
They're
talk
pretty
to Ash,
smart.
so I'll be back.
Maybe. I'm not sure if that's wise.
Perhaps. Well, let's see what we can do. Now there's no other stuff immediately threatening everyone. Can focus on that for a few days. So I will probably start that croak thing next. See if we
Indeed.
can get any results with further culturing the DNA. A lot of gunfire. It's hard to tell in here. It might be arena. I lose my sense of which way I'm facing when I come up here.
Maybe. She always has the worst timing.
That she does.
Look at how empty it is. Is that a good or is that a bad thing?
Supposed to be open?
When is it ever?
Oh, hi.
Can I help you?
Hi. I was wondering what the Sovereign business was about.
That's Avalon business.
That's fair. I was just making sure she wasn't being a bother.
I appreciate that. Everything's under control.
Alright.
Is there anything else that I can assist you with?
No. Maybe. I'm unsure.
Right.
If there is, it needs to be in a private matter, not around these lovely ladies, but it's fine.
Oh, I won't take
I'll
my
come
leave.
back later if need be.
Was there something that you required?
No. The Sovereign's goons seem to fire off down the plaza, so may have been curious what may have set them off.
Probably you, from what I heard.
Potentially.
I'm unsure about that.
I think that only upset them because I stood in a location for 5 seconds and they did not like it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, take care. Would you be willing to wait one moment, Runa?
Should I go wait outside?
You can, though this shouldn't take long.
I'm on your radio. Just let me know.
Good grief, a busy morning. Over here, Mr. Aspen.
I mainly just need a refill on a prescription. That is fine. It's for the schizoid stuff, you know.
I see. I can easily grab that for you. Do you have the information that you could send me?
I do. Let me send this. There you go.
Yes, we should have that right in the back. One moment.
Alright, thank you.
Right here. There you are.
Alright. Thank you, Mr. Sloan. What do I owe you for?
We should be able to sum that, forget the word. We should have that charge for you online.
Alright, thank you.
Of course. Is there anything
Right,
else you
well-
require?
Have a great day, Mr. Sloan. No, that's really all I came down for. My medication, checking the system, all that.
Very good. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you. Easy.
I'm running in here. Excuse me, pardon me. Hey, Mr. Sloan, don't open the door.
What you guys doing?
I want to shut. Oh, I'm shutting it around.
Good grief. Busy, busy, busy.
Blood for what?
Please elaborate what just happened.
We're on our way to the shop, and these. Yeah, they're trying to get blood from us, and they say it's mandatory. They're not even giving us an option.
Well, if Mr. Augustine still does own your contract, then we're right. I'm afraid there's not much that I can do there. You can try hiding as long as you like.
Am I supposed to get this test? The test was a while ago. Yes, they took the test, and as a result, now we must collect their blood.
Well,
We'll get to them later.
Well,
at
I'll
least
let
they're
you
working.
stay in here for a moment. There's a few other things I must tend to.
Sorry, yes.
Sorry.
That's all right. Good morning.
Why is it gonna cut? That is a directive that has been enforced by Mr. Cross. As such, that's something that should be followed. Is that not correct?
Last time blood was taken, there was a bit of a fuss. And I'm just
Doesn't Miss
concerned.
Skylar Kate the idea of it?
Yes, and last time it happened, there was a little bit of a fuss. And I feel like this might be, with how aggressive they were just there, might cause a bit of a bigger issue.
Well, aggressive would be going onto Avalon property.
Yes, but they were,
and forcing her
you know
out.
what I mean. I'm just concerned they're gonna
They were more
step on
embracing.
the wrong foot for a person. And we don't want that. I understand, obviously it's an order. I'm not gonna tell them to deny the order. I just don't want a firefight occurring.
Indeed.
Especially because I believe one of the people they want blood from is your personnel, so I believe they trained, yeah, or something.
Which one are you speaking of?
The pink woman, I do not know her name.
Miss Ayla.
Miss
Ayla.
Indeed.
Yes.
I can
Let's go
give you more
probably
detail
be
at a later
taken.
time.
Yes. I'm just gonna say I recommend you suggest that she just has the blood taken, so no further problems I've had.
Very well.
I have a quick question regarding my medication. I forget if I'm able to take it with alcohol or not.
Eh.
Sloan, I'm hearing there was gunshots coming from our helipad, possibly? I'm gonna go check that out.
Yes, I had that as well. The distinctly plasma rounds.
What is it about this morning? Why is everything so busy? Anyway, you should be fine without.
Stay safe.
Alright. Alright, thank you.
Good grief. Good morning.
Good morning, Sloan.
Is there anything that I can help you with?
I was simply following up when you want to discuss the matter at hand.
Right. Perhaps we should get to that in a little bit.
Very well. Feel free to get me when you can. And I believe Leah had some information as well that may disseminate for us before we discuss details as well.
True. So perhaps if you could try rounding him up, then we could have a conversation with the three of us.
I shall retrieve him.
Thank you. Take care. Right. They've gone for now.
Sending a message.
To whomst?
Good. As someone's property, you should probably get the permission of what they want done.
Right. Well,
So,
I would certainly recommend a conversation with him, but as Mr. Springfield had said, there isn't much else that can be done other than you eventually accepting, unless, of course, Mr. Augustine says otherwise.
yeah, just feels confusing because he told me this
Alright.
wouldn't. I mean, not that I
Augustine pings you back. They say, for you, no, do not consent to the blood drawing. Richard, on the other hand, for sure, go for it.
Bastard.
But what?
What did he say?
He said, for me, no. But for Richard, yes.
Well, on that note, you're still contracted under me, are you not?
I believe her contract is still valid, yes?
On that basis, you can refuse.
I suppose that would do.
You don't work for Masaru, and you're currently under my jurisdiction.
Well, you tell them that. I don't think they'll believe me.
Right. Well, if that's the case, you have a datapad on you.
Sure do.
If they say something, simply send, or show off rather, this little proof of our contract. It only has the necessities shown.
Alright, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Do take care, and be careful. Was there anything else you needed?
Oh, no, sorry. Thanks for letting us run in.
Of course. I do wish that I could do more.
Well, what you've done is more than enough. I appreciate it.
Of course. Now, there's 10,000 other things that I need to tend to, so please take care.
Sure.
Alright. Let's go. Let's not bother him any more than we...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think it just might have some relation to this room, I don't know.
Really?
I think he called her a blue broad.
Oh, I think that's just his dialect.
That's like still. That's the only blue person I know of.
Alright.
We'll make sure he keep an eye on him when he gets back out of the clinical treatment. Well, let's
Thanks. Should we go to the office?
Yeah.
So, Liet, why exactly did you need a escort to the clinic? Okay, never mind. Was it for
Just
them?
in case Sovereign was sticking their ass around here unnecessarily
Oh.
because they were guarding the door.
Yeah,
But
I think they left.
We should go over there.
that's a good thing.
Like I
since
said, they don't like
everybody's
stick around in these
preoccupied by
slums
the
very long.
arena for nosy ass issues, I mean, I guess we can take this time for our chat.
Indeed.
And there goes...
But I also just discussed with Miss Duskweaver that I believe that she should also be present for this. But if there's something you need to tell me beforehand, now's the time.
Not in particular, nothing special, but I am going to be going down to the waste to go investigate the bug issue and go get a sample of their blood.
Be careful with that.
Because we're definitely going to need something.
Bug issue.
I will. Yeah. I told you, those
What, the
bugs are getting
cave?
bigger.
Right. So, go ahead and start bringing me up to speed. And I will keep your voice down.
Can we close the door?
Can I help
I
you?
don't feel like this is going to get too particular.
the door closed.
Hello?
You're fine, but do you need help? No. I
Is
was
it?
more of a question. No, I was gonna say
I was
question.
very confused for a second.
Do you
It's
need
open.
something?
What do you need?
Very confused
I saw a
now.
large group of people in front of the arena. There may be trouble.
It is
we
the
know.
arena.
There's no blood yet.
Oh, is it Masaru?
Can't solve it. No, I'll
they were
talk
on
to you
the
about that
ground.
too. That's why I'm here.
On the
Right.
ground.
They're not dying.
What? Right, well,
Apparently, whatever vigilante, or I don't think it's her magic. Maybe Mr. Tiny might have magic. I don't fucking know. But they just had a little getaway, so I think she might have ran off, and people aren't too happy about that. There was a gaggle fucking
Knock,
people
knock.
sitting by the
Knock,
arena,
knock.
and there we go. Well,
welcome.
I guess that saves us some trouble.
Indeed.
So generally, she was by the situation, so you can get her word for it. But nobody's
Wonderful.
dying, so Sucker didn't need to run off. There will be some commotion. Other than that, I'll say the bugs. I'm just gonna go down and try to collect the sample and see what's going on with their blood, whether it be magic or radiation. Apparently, they didn't figure that out when I went to go inquire the first time. When I found out they are growing at a rapid rate, which is not normal. It usually takes about 1,000 years for something to evolve that capacity and grow. That thing tried to knock down the door, probably of that thickness, in the scrap pound, and it made a sizable dent in it. They were able to fix it, but I doubt that's the only thing that can do that. So I'm gonna be heading down and try to bend some ranks to myself. Not gonna stir the hive, but anything that wanders out, I'll get rid of.
Very well.
And if we could find a way to combat that acid, so our gear and skin won't be corroding as much, that'd be wonderful.
True.
Other than that, I've inquired, see if Miss Fortuna can find out anything about our issue up in orbit. So if I can find out something about that, I will let you know. And in terms of what else I have not been aware of, I mean, I guess you will sort of keep me up to speed. I know I've been running around a lot lately.
Indeed. There's been quite a few updates as to the situation with our friend in the Undercity. There's been a collaborative effort that many people have been taking a part of, including Miss Duskweaver. We're going to be putting our foot down.
That's good to hear. Looks like my efforts weren't a waste. Looks like most of the corporates are cooperating lovely.
Indeed.
Let's just say most of the corporates have a vested interest in eradicating his presence for lots of reasons.
Indeed.
Much less the damage he has done to many of us.
Understood. So what else have we found out that could be useful in my investigation, I guess?
Well,
If it's nothing, I guess it won't make me run out too much.
firstly, is that his name has power. If you utter it, it will cause problems, to say the least.
Extent. Yes. May
Oh,
not be
glad I've never said his damn
instantaneous.
name.
Exactly.
Oh, I was gonna have a contingency plan if we found out exactly what that was anyway. I'll be making, I guess, a proper document. Oh, given his situation and like how old hounds tend to not change their ways, and he only has one understanding, and that is blood for blood. I'll be going by I think an accurate interpretation for him. I'll go with my code name of Lobo.
Lobo.
Yes, there's
An old wolf that lost his home and family. Generally has nothing left to go for except forward.
Check. Agent Sloan, are you on
As
this
the
channel?
legend goes, he beats his in, but a bit unfortunate. This one be more swift.
Indeed. One moment. Yes, I am. What do you need?
I think that should save us some trouble.
Hmm.
Now, Lobo and his pack will be dealt with.
Test, can you hear me?
And it seems Masaru is being aggressive, drawing blood about mages. So,
I can hear you. Sorry.
Please
Have
don't
you found
miss
Runa
us.
yet?
That call is about.
I have not. But I believe it would be in your best interest to make it to the clinic if you
Did not
can.
have a proper idea, which is kind of silly. So I'll see what goes on with that.
Right.
I
Apologies.
don't know if we ever talked about this the other day, but if we ever do get to the point where we get him down, we have to end it there. If we try to question him or
You'll not be
anything, we'll
allowed
just
to move.
pop away.
Indeed.
Oh, I don't
Has
think
to be
there's going to
quick,
be any judicial
done.
system for him.
No, not for
This
what
is
he's
more.
done.
I will say,
There's no room
as
for
much as I
there's
am
no
a,
room for messiness.
Indeed. I believe that
as much as
all
I
corporations
like
agree
to
that
get
the
proper.
verdict has already been settled.
Very good.
I don't care his motive or reasoning. He has ruined us, and he shall pay with his life.
That he will.
Or so wronged the entire city. And just about a grudge, blowing anything, burning anything in his way.
Not to mention killing a fucking
that can be
kid.
still for.
That one kid was 8 years old,
That in particular.
and we saw what
Absolutely.
happened to Primrose.
Absolutely. And he killed the old man. Was looking for that grandson. Both are no longer with us. I will keep track of every single person he's taken. And I will be paying in kind. Besides that, I'm trying to see what that ship is carrying, if it's in relation. So, I'll see what else I find out regarding that in particular. No activities I found, and fortunately no sloppy movements.
I see.
Anything I need to be aware of to not get into more trouble?
Yes, there is a few more things. Regarding the Undercity, we've found that his sites of appearance take a bit of setup, and that we have a means to be able to sense where those sites have been set up. We're going to be looking more into it.
Crystal.
Indeed.
I know I saw MP carrying it. People were freaking out about where she was running off to. But we found her. So I'll make sure. I mean,
Was this area scanned today, by the way?
It has not yet been. Though Runa was standing right there with the crystal.
She said she came from the clinic.
Yes, if the
She said she
crystal,
came from here.
if there was any sign, the crystal would have reacted.
Indeed.
True.
And he is
I hope
plainly
she
aware of
doesn't
the
get us-
crystal, from what I can tell, based on the Yeah, so clearly he knows that we can at least see his presence, at least with that.
Indeed.
Oh, I'll still need to talk to Miss Anessa since she had the initial investigation about his power. Hopefully I'll find her. See what she knows.
If you can find her, point her in my direction as well. She has not been present as of late.
Yeah, I think she's having a hard time dealing with the Undercity issue.
Indeed.
And the fact that I guess Mr. Augustine is putting his foot down.
Very true.
Alright. Other than that, I guess we'll figure out if that ship is a problem related to this or not. The bugs, I'll deal with those in due time.
Well, the ship we do know
So if
is
I find
related
anything,
to
I'll
our
come
friend.
back swiftly. Is it?
That we have heard.
Pirates? Or particularly space aliens? Oh, I guess that's clears my mystery. I was gonna get excited. I've never seen aliens like that before.
Sadly not. It's something worse.
Alright. Well, they are worse, but at least I know why a capital ship went missing. And they definitely would be the probable cause.
It
My
would
problem
seem.
with that is a capital ship holds many things. So that's, even though it's not a battleship, that capital ship is meant for cargo. Decently, they could set up an appropriate, I would say,
Incorrect.
agriculture.
A capital ships are the top end. Yes, and they typically are regarded amongst they're typically regarded as far as heavily armed.
But I'm
Indeed.
aware
Flying
they were just
fortress.
told that was a yeah, that capital ship was mostly the capital size ship. That's why I'm making sure I get some proper information about the Spectre. Because I was told it was a cargo ship, but it was the size of a capital ship, which I would assume they're carrying
So
a lot
they're the
of
large
cargo.
transport vessel.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I
Capital
want
class
to see what it was
freighter, I
carrying
assume.
beforehand.
There is also
Whether it would be
always.
related to our issues now.
Yes, there's also always the option that they have retrofitted the ship itself. So I would count on the ship itself being
Yeah, almost in
armed,
every corporation,
as well
I
as
would
there
assume
being
they
cargo.
would be able to arm it. Yeah, I wonder if they're
Indeed.
carrying, because I would have mostly assumed they're able to sustain themselves on that ship and make themselves a fleet-bound problem.
Most likely.
But
Have we
if they're
thought of
carrying
the
anything of
possibility they may have a
particular interest,
WMD on that thing?
I think
That is a
Traverse
good
made a
point.
heavy hand in tracking that down. But
Given
I'll
the
see if we can find
We're
that out
just
for you.
one big city, one big target.
I mean, I
True.
would assume he would have thrown that down here by now.
Well, they
I
haven't
think we care
arrived as of
about
yet.
population loss.
They're still on their way.
Yeah, might be waiting for the right moment too.
we can't underestimate.
Well, if that's the
we can't
case-
underestimate him either way.
Indeed.
We need to expect that he is fully equipped when it comes to any forms of ammunition and/or disposal from a orbital drop or something like that. We cannot exclude
No, I'm
any
not gonna
type of
undersell them.
possibility.
That's how you
Absolutely.
get problems and unexpected results. But if the case is gonna where I have to most likely intercept him, I would see if we could probably have a way to get up there. And I guess that'll expedite my request for EVAs. I'll definitely need that if we're gonna be going into space. So related to them.
Yes, suffice to say, yes. We'll definitely be outfitted with clothes. What's what I'm looking for? Vacuum sealed.
Central vacuum.
Indeed.
Mhm.
The armor should be okay to retrofit into it, but the suit, the main primary is to make sure it's tear resistant and temperature controlled is the most important thing.
Indeed.
Pretty sure you all can have expertise in that, so that's why I put that question your way.
Yeah, my armor's EVA ready for the most part.
Might as well.
Not that I like the idea of spacewalking.
No. You might, if you want, you probably should look into getting your armor boots magnified.
Mag boots.
So those,
Yeah,
so
that's what I was
probably
thinking.
stick to the hole, so you don't go flying off
Might be a
somewhere.
little heavier, but better than
I
flying
think
off
a
into
little bit.
nowhere.
I mean, you could jump pretty far and you can lift a lot, so
That wouldn't
shouldn't be a
count, would
problem for you.
Just the word.
What? Which one? Mag boots?
I said flying off into.
Sorry.
Would that count?
I don't think so.
I don't
think
believe
it's
so.
related to-
I certainly don't
Just the
hope
word.
so.
Okay. That'd be very bad if that counted. As a name. I just said it
Oh,
as
no.
in a place.
Indeed.
Oh, no.
But
I
yeah,
think
floating
it's-
off into the void sounds very bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make sure I grab you if it ain't that bad. Using the jet is kind of scary.
Yeah,
But
I might
as long
put
as
some
you know how to
RCS
control
thrusters on the back
thrusters,
too.
it should be fine. No worries. And if, you know, pull comes to pull, I have to lasso your ass back into the ship.
Yeah, we could have some anchors. We do a group spacewalk.
Indeed.
Oh, I meant a literal lasso.
But we'll get to that when we get to it.
Lasso.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been
that's
wrangling
thinking ahead quite
animals
a
since
bit.
I was young on the ranch.
Huh.
So, as you've seen. Boy, well, I guess that kind of. You know what? How much of this is shareable for public information?
I would try to keep it between the council for now. Those being the...
I would say keep this as under wraps as possible.
Indeed.
Yeah, the more it spreads, the more he could have a mole somewhere.
As a problem.
Exactly. We
Or
need
as
to
we've
reduce
seen
what he
this
knows
entire
as much as
general
possible.
populace.
populace in that situation. Are we investigating that?
And we saw the ramification of having too much public knowledge of the data race situation.
Oh, speaking of which, hey, there she is.
Oh,
Well,
hello.
that too.
Welcome.
But if you all can figure out what Mr. Tiger's relation is, because damn, he killed his sisters, or whatever.
Yes,
retaliation.
we've spoken with him a
I would
bit.
assume blew up the shop. No, I'm pretty sure did Mr. Ash find you? And do you know where he is?
Not currently. No, I can call for him. He's on the radio.
I don't think he'll answer, but I do have an idea where he is. And I'll deal with that after this.
Why?
I'll make sure because he's related to Traverse. Oh, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Whatever he wants. Apparently, Mr. Augustine is taking custody of Mr. Ash for whatever reason.
Hello, people of the row. This is your
No
Trident
idea. I thought he worked
representative,
for you.
Annabelle speaking, letting you know to come on down to the arena for the BattleBot tournament. This is round 2 of BattleBots. Come on down.
But,
They always have
that's
to
gonna
make
be its
those so
own
loud.
problem. I thought that was gonna be internal.
Indeed.
But I'm
How
pretty
they
sure
hack
you
the
all should know
streamers.
about it as well, since I'm not too fond of them specifically. So. You all
Sorry,
do that with
rewind
yours.
really quick, because I didn't catch any of that. He took custody of Ash?
So it seems. Well, the
When?
Furies went into your apartment building complex.
Well,
and Mr. Ash
willingly
went
or
to go look for you.
forcefully?
I don't know. I wasn't there at the time, but I was
Okay,
told that
so-
that's where currently Mr. Ash is.
He is currently there.
From what I know of, I don't know how long he has been there, as we have been told. Unless
Okay,
you've not
he
seen
was-
him, or if he responds to the radio,
The last I saw him, he was at my apartment.
he was taken from there. That's what I'm aware of, whether
when
it be
was
willingly
this?
or not.
About
20
20
minutes
minutes ago. Wait, is he still there or was he taken?
He was taken to the corporate docks in the Masaru office. I don't know if he's still there now. As I
Right,
am
so
unable to
I
get
need to
into
go there
that.
now.
Well,
If
be
that's the
careful.
case, I will go ahead and head your way. Well, since she is my current employer, I'm gonna have to make sure she doesn't do anything silly.
Indeed.
But that's all for now, and I thank you for the update. I will see if there's no more
Alright.
bloodshed today. I know there was already enough silly business.
Indeed. Keep us safe.
Indeed.
Well. Is there anything else that we should be discussing here?
Mm,
You
that's all
said
we
you
got
wanted
for
to
now.
discuss something with me in particular.
Right. Well, for the synthetics, I still have not yet had to lay out the pricing as of yet, so I'll need to get back on you on that.
Very well then. Feel free to email me when you've been able to allocate the possible expenditures.
That I will. But I suppose other than that, we do need to get another convenience of a group together to discuss more of the upcoming days. I'm still laying out plans in the Undercity to
Yeah.
have things prepared, but coordination still requires communication.
Indeed. In
And
proper
big
channels
groups
and
making
proper
us
people.
repeat less.
Indeed. The less
Exactly.
games of telephone, the better.
Agreed.
So, perhaps... I'll keep you up to date, but maybe 2 hours from now, we can set up another meeting.
Very well then.
Very good. Other than
If
that,
that's the case, then I shall take my leave.
of course. It would seem that Masaru is being very, uppity today. Be safe.
Given the situation in the past, I can imagine why the person that they are hunting,
Indeed.
she seemed to go away. She did some sort of... I can only describe it as some sort of spell. Caused everyone to go to their feet.
And
I
that
could
was
say
the,
she was a bit of an eye for, as well.
that was the Titania individual. So they do possess some form of magic. Well, there's a few leads that I
But
can
yeah,
follow
we'll
up
see
on
what
there.
happens.
I'll inform you what I can find out.
Indeed, I'd be most appreciative. Thank you.
Of course. But other than that, I believe that's all for now.
Of course. Do take care.
You as well.
Goes ahead to the vent and see if anyone gets hurt by one of these bots doing something random.
True.
God forbid we ain't have one go nuts yet. Today could be the day.
Would be. I'll most likely make my way over there after I've attended to a few things.
Yeah, might want to check up on Fortuna as well, maybe. Make sure
Exactly.
you didn't do anything reckless.
See you around.
Might over there as well. Just for a quick peek.
Yes.
Bots aren't going anywhere.
Oh, this isn't gonna be good.
Well, what brings you both up here?
I was called upon, but Fortuna and Liet were in there, and I don't know. He doesn't like when you barge in. So,
Does that have to do with
we're
that more
just
that
waiting.
magic scanning crap?
I guess it was.
Hmm.
It's galactic determined or something.
I see.
That's quite a move to
A
make.
character connected to Runa via meta breakers or personal contact gets a ping
Back and forth.
from them.
Well, because of my
Please
circumstances.
unmute and give
so
specifics,
I'm
Runa.
waiting until he's ready.
It didn't look good when we were asked to leave. He was kind of irritated.
Right.
And holding a gun?
By the Undercity dock.
Yeah.
Undercity entrance. Apologies.
Did you get that ping as well?
If you have any.
About what?
Something just came out from Rona. Something about the Undercity docks.
Oh, is she okay?
I'm not sure. The message is incomplete.
That's unusual for them to just kind of ping like that. Maybe worth taking a look at.
Can you take a look at that, at the docks?
I will.
We're done here.
What happened?
Apparently he and Ash had a little talk. He let Ash go. I let him know why it's a bad idea to intrude on my property.
Very well. Did you get that ping from Rona as well?
I got a ping, yeah. I didn't know what it said.
I'm not sure either.
No. It's related to that silly ass crystal she's carrying. Really never.
Let's just get this over with so we can go back to doing what we need to do.
Well, it would seem that things here are wrapped up. Yes, precisely.
Sounds like Shemits gunfire.
It said something about Undercity docks.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure my bodyguard contract will still be in effect most of the day. Alright, now we gotta go.
Alright, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
I will be heading out in a little bit. I have some things to take care of on the wasteland.
It's quite alright.
That sounded close.
What does that sound? I don't like that. How's that sounded?
Oh, bloody wonderful.
It wasn't just a, casual thing. We should really get out of here. It sounds a lot like everybody who was here.
Is everything all right?
Ash, are you okay? What happened?
I'm just going to let you know. The Masaru is drawing blood involuntarily now.
Oh, I don't know. Wait,
What do you mean?
Voluntarily.
They're going up to every mage that is marked
No?
and drawing blood from them involuntarily. So, keep that in mind. You'll see on all those Masaru men slashes, burnt marks on their legs.
Did he take you out of your apartment then? Originally.
Oh dear.
On all of their legs.
I don't think,
Also,
sorry, I was gonna be happy about this one.
But, or 2 bags of
I guess that's karma.
What's going on?
No, I don't know. The guy.
I'll see what I can do, but take care, Mr. Jameson. I would recommend not being here right now.
Oh, people.
Well, as far as me, I'm anonymous.
That's where it was. No, I was. I think I was.
Right.
Yeah, I was. Going
Luckily,
to
a lot of Astral has the same amount of armor. No witnesses. As far as Miss Sorrow.
Right.
I guess it's karma for what they just did. Oh.
What are you doing?
Oh, there you go. But I'm glad you're fine.
Anyways, let's go find Runa.
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry, I should have said something. I told Bertina.
Yes.
This is a public space that has video cameras.
I can't get into the offices, so I was.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I was down there. Nobody was down there, so I came back because I heard shooting. I didn't quite understand what the message was. All I heard was Undercity Dock. Oh wait, you can't take the boat, right? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I came down here because all I heard was. I don't think so.
Harper, report. Where are you?
Kinda strange. But yeah, all I heard was Undercity Docks. So.
We're good to go. We have a situation, Sloan.
I'm aware.
I'm up by
I'm gonna put these bags of clothes in my.
M7. I'll be escorting Runa for safety to the wasteland.
So I take it that's the mess has something to do with that.
Yes, it does.
Right. Well, once you are finished with that, we need to take care of this.
Very well.
Everything's fine down there. I don't have to be down there.
Nothing down there.
Do you know your weapon? Yep. Well, this one, this one missing's a weapon.
Unsure.
Oh no, I'm ready for these guys in the fort to melt their own. I think it's being.
I need that. Why are you up here today, buddy? I'm gonna be taking your gun. So that
Let's just
no one
look
else
around
gets
for
it.
some people. I was in the wasteland earlier.
That's all right, Mr. Maroon. I currently have some people on the way to try and assist clean up.
Alright. Well, I was making sure that no one else was gonna get, you know, some
Indeed.
Drop that at my office if you go along with now. If you can.
Yeah, I will.
Can either of you tell me what happened here?
Stay safe, Liet.
No,
we only heard the report over the radio.
Church of Light.
How are you decking
We
in?
just got.
So we have no idea what happened.
Oh dear.
Actually, 1 minute.
Okay, right.
You can access video feeds, right, or no?
I'm sorry, which direction?
Well, ones that I have jurisdiction in, I believe this is Trident's.
I'm tagging in.
Hi.
Mm.
Me too, X.
Alright.
Get them little
Let's
legs
see if,
moving.
Thanks for the assistance.
Of course.
No worries. I mean, it's not your problem as it is.
Dexter, do you think their helmets were recording?
That showed me shooting each one of them in the head.
Depends on what the cameras are here.
Depends how operated the helmets are.
They were already dead, but
I don't know.
I'll deal with that.
Yeah,
We had
if you
no
find
soon
out
now.
what happened,
This is finished,
please.
but I gotta make sure the input.
Yeah,
I have no
please
idea
do.
what happened.
If you find out, please do contact me.
Alright.
And people are trying to get in.
Advantage +5.
Thanks. Right. Let's see.
+5.
We're going to have to take care of getting rid of these piece of data.
I am just asking.
What do you mean?
Pinged.
Do they have dog tags?
I probably have dog
The
tags.
fact that Mr. Tuna just happens to think.
Plus my deck, which is +1.
Indeed.
We're departing now. I'll be
I think
back in
so.
maybe 15 to 20 minutes.
I will.
Noted.
Your internal deck doesn't have any modifiers. That gives
No,
you
it's
the
okay.
advantage.
Right. Give me a second. My leg is acting up.
Because I didn't know that at all.
That's happened at it too.
You stinking tracking, man. Come back to me, leg. What is happening? It's a little off, but it'll have to do.
Steven, how can I help you?
Hello. I would like to call down some people to help clean up. Or I guess just phone it in to the morgue people.
Alright, how are you cleaning it up?
Well, whatever standard procedure is.
Alright, Curie, Sly, Axo, go ahead and respawn. Thank you very much. As people will be coming down to collect your bodies. Yes, how could I help you? They do, but there's nothing on the footage.
My job here is unnecessary.
Right. I believe the cleaners are on their way.
Understood. Varun, anything? Anything? Did you find anything?
Nothing.
Oh, hello there.
Did we not kill them?
We didn't.
Hello.
Right.
Right.
So,
Come again.
I know Mr. Augustine is down here. He might still be on net, so I haven't informed him of the
The incident?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Please keep me informed if you can.
Of course. Obviously, if I find anything out, you'll be the one of the first to know.
Thank you. And I believe I do also still have a appointment with Mr. Augustine set up.
If he hasn't responded, so I'm assuming he's sat in I've forgotten the name, oh god. The offices?
The corporate docs.
Yes, in the corporate docs, my bad. Yes, sorry, I call them the offices.
Either works.
Yeah, I'll see if we will spot on that one more time, but if he doesn't, I'll go look myself for you if you wish.
I believe he'll come down when he's ready.
Alright. I'm gonna head back to the arena.
Yeah. I'm gonna...
Interesting day.
You're telling me. I guarantee you I know why they died. I don't know how I knew this was gonna happen. At all.
Oh, Jesus.
Indeed.
Alright, so we're done here? You're gonna go collect these bodies?
There's cleaners on the way.
You've already figured out the situation. Alright, good. I'm gonna head out. This is already blood enough as it is, and I more things to worry about. But
Of course.
it is what it is.
Go check up on your people.
My people are fine. They have not been involved in this situation.
Alright, good.
So, I will see what's going on with Jameson. He was very violent with this. So,
that was the guy with the two swords earlier, wasn't it?
Yes.
It could have been.
He, I don't know what caused him to attack them initially.
Unsure. We'll need to find out more.
From what I'm aware of, they might have been following people antagonistically.
I see.
So,
Actually, before you head down to the
actually,
waste, there's something I'd like to speak with you with, if you have a moment.
Well,
I mean, I'm going to be running down.
I must go.
You stay safe, and I appreciate the heads up. It saves us some time and a life, hopefully.
Indeed. Take care.
He doesn't seem to like Masari that much.
Yes, but is it really wise to be telling him this much?
In terms of trust, I gave him basic information. He knows generally who people are, and Jameson has given his name before.
Yes, but they didn't know that it was Jameson that did this yet.
I mean, it's going to be on the cameras. That they took off the guards.
Will it?
They took the body. They checked the cameras already. From what I'm aware
They've
of.
not been checked, and I could see that things were at play.
Depends on
That
Mr.
footage may
Maroon.
not show what it would initially.
Well, Well, in terms of that, there's no reason to lie about it. He's the only person currently with in terms of symmetric that can keep track of that. So,
Perhaps.
that would have been found out at basic information.
But
at least
either
we can do
way,
is have a counter
just
argument
be
for why
careful
people were
about what
slaughtered.
you share.
And who I share it with. And him in particular, he's an old man. He doesn't really like his company that well. But he's definitely more worried about people here. Well, I'll say for him, you can probably keep him on a list to ask if something happens.
Indeed.
In
But this is a
terms of,
sensitive
what I
situation.
just figured out. Yeah. Yeah, I think these cameras need to be dealt with, or anybody comes in. Mr. Maroon and Dexter have like that. Other than that, is there anything else regarding this, or anything else spicy? I might have just made a connection that the reason why Masari was so heavy today.
Why is
His
that?
presence. Oh, I can't talk about it, as of course it's more secrets of people. That'll mark me for dead. But it's nothing terrible in terms of it'll happen repeatedly. Hopefully not. But if it happens more often, if they're starting harassing the people of the row, may be able to make a claim to sue them. So that probably will stop that before anything gets bloody. That's the best I can say. They're just being really nosy about who is a mage, and they really want to be really strict about it, given the fact that the sanctum is imposed.
Yes.
That's pretty much about it.
This is Dr. Fortuna Valentine. Sloan, if you can hear me, I'm heading down.
More shit to worry about if they start
to
getting
the wasteland. I'll be out of radio range.
just angsty.
Yeah.
Hello.
Very well. Stay safe. Hello.
I'm gonna be retiring for the day, little lady. So you take care. Please don't do anything too rash. I'm going back to my house.
Okay.
Take care.
You as well.
Bye bye.
What the?
Have you checked the clinic with that yet?
Can do. If one come.
Yes, we should do that right now.
I got a new outfit.
I can see. That's rather fancy.
I got little goggles.
Very nice.
Oh, you're talking about this. This is my armor that I got. Okay, bye.
Righty. Let's start down here.
Me a DM, but my DM's not working.
Let me give it a shot. There we go.
I do this and then I'm gonna get off for the night. There's nothing happening.
Are you so certain?
Right now I am.
There's also the wastes.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi! I want to know if it glows. I know that Sailor said it's mainly the, Undercity, but Friendly said he was gonna fuck with me and say if it glows or not.
Let me check. Let me see something.
Right. So I need to talk to Case if I can find him. Need to talk to
I'm
Runa.
just drained to death. I might just get off
That makes sense.
and get something to eat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hello.
It's super slow right now.
Hello.
Does it glow?
This has been a very stressful day. Miscommunications abound. And
oh dear.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, what's up?
Does it glow?
Does it glow here? Yes, it would be glowing in here probably.
Oh, how big? How big?
Oh dear.
dim or super big? Just slightly. Okay. Let's go check upstairs. Let me in.
Here we go.
Yay!
Though you should check in here as well.
Alright.
Dies down in here.
Oh.
Right. What about the walkway?
Oh.
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
I'm glad.
Hit the button. Anything in the elevator?
Not on the elevator.
Oh.
What about here?
It would be glowing quite a bit in here.
And in here?
Here as well.
Wonderful. What about over here?
Dies down in here.
Right.
We're playing hide
When you
and
get to the
go.
left side, it glows a bit more.
Oh.
And what about the morgue?
Mog. Okay. We lost our god. Can't hear God.
Okay. Alright, you find it glowing a little bit in here. And that's about all I can do right now.
Okay, cool. No problem.
Alrighty. Well, this is concerning, but thank you.
Hello, everybody. The Trident-sponsored BattleBot Arena is opening up.
Yes, we
Please
know.
take your seats, get your popcorn,
What'd
and
you say?
enjoy the show. We'll be starting really
See if
soon.
I could do a trident.
Hope you enjoy.
Hold on. I'll be back.
Very well. Ready. So. Owner case. Valkyrie. Augustine. And Geb. Yes, yes. Skylark now.
maybe in
That
10
was a
minutes
monster
or
actually is
something.
what the bonus round is, so you know.
Was there any shootings recently?
It looks really good.
That's awesome. You did a very good job.
Will you be spectating or will you be participating in the battle bots?
Spectating.
Alright.
So together I'll be up there.
I haven't seen any other boss. That was not even on record. I want to see the other interpretation.
I'm hoping that we're not the only competition.
Squeeze through.
I heard Shimetsu like gunfire in the distance around that time, and I heard there was like shootings.
Did you see
but-
anyone in the vicinity?
No, I was here the entire time, so I only heard distant gunfire. And I'm at the arena, so I can't be the arena this stuff is coming from, so that's the concern. Were you able to get the bodies and get like a
Yes, I
post
believe
like mortem on how they died?
for cleaners, I believe.
Indeed, the bodies have been collected.
Hopefully get that at some point. Fuck, I'm just gonna do the fucking side warning. God damn it. I'm no medical personnel, so.
Yeah, did Avalon manage to actually find any information on like how they died? Like were they shot? Were they?
It's still processing, but the bodies were both shot and look like burned.
Sorry, was the last part they were both what?
Shot and burned.
Burned. Okay. Not burned like the one of the victims that was given back to Avalon at the end of the day. Not that type of burning, right?
Not in that way, no. Seemed more like energy burns.
Energy burns. Okay, that lines up with the probably the Shimetsu gunfire I heard in the distance. So.
Indeed.
Like Shimetsu weaponry was involved, potentially.
Hello, this is the 5-minute warning. If you want to participate in
Right,
the
you have a moment, Miss Skylark.
I do. I'm not super attached to the stuff, but
I mean,
go ahead.
Right.
you would have the issue.
How about, step right here.
But I always hear it feels good or something, right?
What's up?
Yeah, but that's because, like, they
Well,
get stiff.
the first thing I wanted to say is that instruction contract that you had offered before, I am accepting.
Oh, the building contract, the insurance.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Finalize that real quick.
Okay.
Should be getting paperwork and stuff now.
Say when you do it with your neck.
There it is. Perfect.
And is this for the clinic, just specifically the clinic, or the corporation as a whole?
Well, I'll say for now that we'll start with the Row and Undercity clinics and the corporate docks.
Row and Undercity, got it. And well, the Undercity one is probably going to be a little bit cheaper. Well,
That's curious, seeing
probably the same price because I'm not an idiot. If you guys say they're about to get attacked by Shadow Wyverns, pretty much saying I'm gonna pay for it. So I'm not gonna pull a fast one on me on that. But insurance is insurance. So
Indeed.
Hopefully nothing fucking happened down there. But I mean, last time
Hopefully
they went
not.
down there, I saw the mess afterwards.
gently float around the chest.
Of course. But other than that, in about an hour and 17 minutes' time, I'm going to be setting up another meeting for all involved parties to discuss more.
More about the Shadow Wyverns.
Indeed. I've also,
I talked to Augustine, by the way.
What did he say?
Unfortunately, I wasn't really told of. I mean, I just kind of updated them on the situation and seemed if they wanted their backing, and they kind of agreed once I brought up the point that they're going to just creep up from Undercity and keep attacking because they made their stance quite clear. It seemed like they were interested in helping, but if we don't, and this goes for Geb as well, if you guys don't provide actual things you need from Geb, we're not going to provide anything. That's very much the case for Masaru. So we have their backing, but kind of waiting around to see if there's anything that's needed. I don't know if people really want Masaru poking around right now, considering the shootings that just happened to Masaru personnel.
Indeed.
And I also did give them that heads up of telling them to keep Cross on a leash, because he keeps going around and fucking antagonizing the place, and it's causing issues.
Absolutely.
Worse now they're losing more guards, but see if Augustine can't pull some strings.
Then you're not gonna be able to do the job in the first place, let alone get it, get through
Well,
it without
that's
them.
some good news at least. But yes,
Are you guys
that's
hunting any individuals recently? I know Masaru was hunting people.
a couple, yes.
Anyone on a bounty board? Because unfortunately, there isn't any like easy to access bounty points for some reason.
Well, it's not quite to that point, but there's investigations underway.
One of these individuals is in Titania, correct?
Indeed. Do you know something about her?
This is one of the individuals? I don't know much about her, which is the biggest issue I've encountered recently, especially with, you know, Shimetsu going down and shooting up a mafia, and then suddenly this fucking Shadow Wyvern activity comes up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if one of the people that we killed in that, Shimetsu killed in that mafia was related to the Shadow Wyverns. I'm starting to think of that. I think it's highly coincidental that this has started happening. Be very careful with who you're investigating and make sure you understand who they are before you go after them. Because Masaru just goes after people and you can see what's going on now. You don't know when you're going to take some some mafia boss's kid and or you kill them and then you end up with a situation like we're currently in.
I can assure you that unlike Masaru's brute force, Avalon will be more of a scalpel.
Just be very careful.
That I will.
Also, don't be a puppet for another corporation. If Masaru wants them, then Masaru wants them.
I'm aware.
Don't send your fucking guys out there to go try and capture some random mage from Masaru and then lose a squad.
Of course not. That is not at all the purpose of this investigation. And it's more of a pet project.
What is the purpose of the investigation? Besides a pet project, what?
It's myself putting in the investigation. I have some suspicions.
Oh?
I can tell you more once I'm more solidified.
Set Barry up.
Man, this fucking battle boss thing is taking forever to get set up. I've been waiting here for like 30 minutes. Ugh.
Indeed.
I got a new employee though. That's fun. Diner should be running every day now.
No one's in here for some reason.
I see.
It should open up after this. I'll go double check with my employee because I realize getting dropped at the gates of your fucking job is a bit difficult to get into, but yeah.
Indeed. Speak of the devil.
Not that employee actually. It's another one, new one today. It's I think it was Alice, I think. Not Alice over there. Not to be confused with the other Alice. It's yeah.
Are you sure this is not some kind of prank?
Confusing at all. Sure. It could be some kind of prank. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't recommend. If it's just like a name joke, then that's funny. But if they're like going to try and fuck with our property or whatever, I get it's going to cause issues. Hello.
Indeed.
Hello. Forgive me, are you in the middle of a private conversation?
No, we were just wrapped up.
Indeed.
If you don't mind, this is a bit of an internal matter, if you don't mind, Miss Amelia.
This doesn't involve the Shimetsu gunfire and the shootings and stuff that happened in Sorry Bars recently, right?
It's related.
Make sure we're not gonna be playing a game of like telephone. I get told this like eventually, anyways.
Very well. As long as you. What were the condition of the bodies? How were they dispatched? I'm just simply confirming what was asked.
Shot and burnt, as well as slashed.
Plasma rounds.
Let's do this.
Indeed.
Because I'm getting sick of this. The bonus round begins.
So I was saying they were dispatched and slashed.
When you say they were slashed, it wasn't by one of these, was it?
I believe it was.
What's a
So they went up. So I see. Whoever took them out was well equipped. That doesn't change the fact that they were taken down like that. There were 3 of them.
Indeed. I would guess it was a highly trained individual.
The firefighting didn't sound like it lasted very long. I heard a few shots and then that was it. So.
Absolutely.
Very well. I just want to confirm with the autopsy results.
Of course. Do you have any leads?
Do inform me if you do see any more plasma wounds or burns.
That I will.
I'm
Do you
not
think it'd be
exactly a
possible to
fan
track
of.
one of these? Because this
I
isn't
have the
exactly like a regular pistol.
Barry, you will stay here.
I have the information of all the weaponry that were on hold. Presently, I'm trying to track down one of them.
So yeah, go down there.
Thankfully, they should only have one magazine left on that. What they took, but I'm going to make sure that is located. I cannot allow Shimetsu-grade weaponry in the hands of such.
Did they take an assault
Leaving it.
rifle? Because I saw one of the guards had one.
Correct.
Okay, well that's a very good opportunity to try and track them down through that rifle. Because if they don't get rid of it, well, it's gonna only get back to them.
I agree.
That's precisely what's happening.
I am your host, Mr. Nobody, because apparently my last name was causing some shit. I was hard. Mr. Nobody, what?
Rest assured, I'm gonna make sure
I
I
said
find
nobody, what?
that rifle, and so it doesn't.
Whatever. Anyways,
So we can procure lost weaponry. I'm not happy about this at
Mr.
all.
Clean,
Of course. And do please keep me up to date.
now then, we will be.
I will try, indeed. I hope we can get
Alright,
I'll discover that as soon as
You will be.
Yes, Miss
I'll probably be
Beagle.
poking my nose around anyway, so you may as well keep me up to date. Because I'm gonna be asking anyways.
Mr. T.
Very well. If you do have anything, you know my information.
This might be related. Apparently Masaru came down here actually to detain an individual. But there was a weird magical encounter where I think they were pretty much slowed down and they ended up disappearing. It might be related to that individual. And they came back and killed some of the guards, but that's the best
From what
I've got.
they went on. From what I don't think was them. They went on with any Shimetsu weaponry.
Okay. Were you there? Did you witness it?
Yes, they brought all of us to our knees.
Do
For about
you?
10 seconds.
Did it look like anyone familiar?
Yes, actually. I can't really say for certain, but there was something familiar about them.
They weren't particularly related to the Shadow Wyverns, were they?
Is it shutting down?
No, I doubt that.
Damn, I wish I could have been there to see that, because I might have been able to spot something, but oh well.
Indeed.
Suffice to say, they are on a lot of people's radar with this.
What do they look like?
Well, that was incredibly
A very
quick.
distinct a hood
Or what appeared.
and several
That can also run with being
a
legs.
very stylistic armor.
Very stylistic armor. What color was it? Was it like mostly like black? Were there like any accents?
I believe black. It's relative different accents all around, but it's roughly.
Yellow.
Yeah, that doesn't exactly help pinpoint anyone, unfortunately.
No, if they're
Trying
involved.
to think of...
No, if they're involved, it'll make that situation far worse.
It doesn't matter, he's already in here.
So, they made you guys collapse. I would assume it was with magic and Masaru ran through the magic, right? To get like affinities and stuff? Because they did get magic cast on them. Like on you guys.
No, they were present at that point. They were present at that point. It was... They did something that... Well... I can only describe as magic. It stunned even me.
Do you know where it is? Like where you got stunned exactly? Because we might. I don't think we're good enough to do it, unfortunately, unless we had a magical scanner. But we might be able to try and detect the affinities like we did with Mr. Nowhere, so at least we have that going for us.
It was just out there. It was just out in front of the arena. Inside that.
Out in front of the
I
arena.
can show you.
Okay.
I can show you the
Let's go
location
there,
if you
let's-
wish.
It looks like one of those kicks actually did some damage.
Looking for a Fritz.
Fritz, you don't like seeing the robots get hurt?
There we go.
Oh, well, right now it's 2-1. Right now it's 2-1 on Mr. T, because literally 2-1. He's half a robot at this point.
Yeah, I guess that's part of the rest of it.
1200 credits. All right. All right, you putting that on Mr. T? Okay, cool.
Yeah, Mr. T. It looks like the legs are now being completely fucking pounded. Let's go.
What's up? Hello. I'm pretty much just doing an investigation roll to see if we can't find any residue from magic, pretty much. Because there was stuff that happened down here with some people. I actually don't know the context of what happened, so I'm like.
It
trying to
was
figure out if we can
so
find any affinities.
it was rain, but out of character. But yeah, it was them.
God damn
They're-
it.
Right.
This is a bonus round. He is not
Don't
Yeah,
think
no.
you'll be able to.
Good.
I think if you want to find affinities, you'll need a magic scanner of some sort.
That's what I figured. I know we were able to find it once before with Mr. Nowhere, but I figured we.
Yeah, we were able to do that. We were able to do that actually with
I know. I have a
earlier.
magic
I was able to deduce magic like things. Like I was using my sorcery.
My team had a discussion about that, and because some people have that as like edges,
Yeah,
we decided
yeah.
that you need to either have the edge or you need to have the magical thing.
Some other tool.
Yeah.
Would a
Okay.
book by
So-
chance be able to do that? Because I also have
I don't-
I have a sorcerer contact. I was thinking about calling up. I don't think I can just send them pictures and then get them on
No.
this. So
No, you need the scanner.
okay.
I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry. There,
No,
is
that's
there
fine.
anything else?
That's why I had to ask because I figured that this would be a thing. No, I don't think there's anything else.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I gotta go
You're
to
good.
the another part.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of shit here. I can't tell anything.
Right.
I can't fit anything.
Oh well. We probably need to get a magical scanner, or some kind of other device to actually see if we catch any affinities. Because, well, if they did use magic, which seems like they did, it was probably tied to some kind of affinity, which then limits the amount of people that we know that have that ability.
Right.
So,
Indeed.
I mean, they said they. We could probably try and piece together. I don't think it'd be like fire or like water or any kind of the elemental stuff by the sounds of it, because they generally have an
Like, it's
element that
something
goes with it.
mana-based.
It's probably mana based, probably body based, because it slowed somebody down. I would think, unless you felt any other feelings.
Mana mind. Mana mind.
Mana or mind.
It brought us to our knees.
Mm-hmm. It could have been a mind thing. Yeah, because body probably needs more physical contact. So.
Body amplifies the physical portions of the body. It doesn't affect the mind.
You're right. You
So
probably
that
actually
is-
have symptoms. Yeah.
I would say it's either between mind or soul. That's the
I
only
feel like
way
if it was
could see-
soul
I could see
magic, soul magic, I feel like would really cause some damage even on the lighter spells. So I think it is probably mind magic.
We
Okay.
can't root it out too much.
Mhm.
Even if it was superficial damage, it was something that could afflict us like that.
Do we know?
Still keep those properties.
Do we know if we can get a magical scanner? I don't know if Masaru is still around.
They're most likely purchasable.
I think the hug bot needs a hug.
Because one of the things we can do is if we catch any residue here that is that's the same affinity as where the Masari guards got shot, we might be able to at least connect these two instances and say that they are connected. Potentially, if there's the same affinity involved.
Indeed. It's an idea, at least.
I mean, how does 3 trained Masari guards go down to like 1 person? I can understand if they get ambushed, but I only heard a few guns. It wasn't like a firefight that broke out, so I'm getting the feeling they use the same type of magic.
The gods didn't go. The gods went down in front of the Church of Light, apparently, from my head.
Okay, but that could have happened. That could be the same person that did. That's why I'm like, if we can get a scan here and a scan there, and it's the same affinity, then we know the same person did it.
Fair enough.
Perhaps.
Do we know if Masaru's still around to potentially quiet? Maybe we should go ask Masaru. Get on this while it's still fresh.
Indeed. They might still be part. What
Do you think they're in here?
What was it maroon in here?
For weeks. Stop right there. 3, 2, I'm right here. If I get to 1, you are getting one in the kneecap. I swear to fucking God.
Alright, look, alright, you got me.
Give me my fucking money.
Dude, you got the money. You get to keep the fucking money.
No, I gave you 5K, you won. 2 to 1, that's what it is.
Fritz.
Fine.
Fritz.
Fine.
No,
fine,
we made an agreement.
Fucking here's the cred stick. Alright, shit.
Thank you.
Alright, look.
Don't
I'm just
ever
trying to
watch
have a
on a
little
It's not my
fun.
business.
Look, I'm just trying to have a little fun, man. Jeez, gotta fucking start waving guns around and shit.
Having fun with my dinner. Sorry about that. I get, someone tries to steal from me, I get a little angry.
Of course. In about an hour's time.
Sorry about that. What's up? I got a winner's ceremony.
Indeed. In about an hour's time, I'm trying to set up another meeting.
Understood. Do we have any particulars about what we can and can't talk about, where we can and can't talk about things? Because that would be important to me.
Indeed. Well, we can set up a better spot once we gather people together.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go finalize the winnings and all that good stuff. Oh, fuck?
I think that shotgun's good for self. Is there anywhere good for food here? I haven't been out in like a week.
Depends on who's open right now. Well, that's true.
Another fucking Geb Cube. Fine.
We got more than just Geb Cubes. You got, fresh produce.
Yeah, but it's all
sandwiches and stuff.
bullshit, and like that shit's full of nanites and other fucking tracker bullshit.
Well, I'm sorry, it's all we got. Everything else is closed because everyone's at the arena.
Oh my god. Is there no one like with like a burrito stand or like a convenience stall or like a guy with nuts or anything? Like nothing of the sort?
The convenience store? Well, come on. What's your name? Come on. There's other things that aren't with Geb Cube.
Before you go, have you seen Mr. Wheeler around?
Alright, not me. Alright, not me.
Could you repeat that?
Have you seen Mr. Wheeler?
We can message him.
No, I have not. Heard him on the radio once.
Are you here on the road right now?
Right, well, if you do see him, let him know that I wish to speak with him.
Sure. More
I'll relay that
trends heading
message.
to the wasteland, so maybe he's gone that way. But we'll let you
Indeed.
know.
Also, lastly, I want the Wyverns to know that in about an hour's time there's going to be another meeting.
All right.
Okay. Another meeting.
I'll spread the word with the other Wyverns then.
Come to the clinic. And of course, anyone else that was involved with events yesterday. I'm not sure if any of the other Wyverns have brought you up to speed. If not, Mr. Liev should be able to tell you.
Sure.
I'll have to ask him then.
Of course, but don't keep him waiting any longer.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see you in 30 minutes.
An hour.
Put that in my data pad.
Sorry, I was just appreciating a work of art.
Busy, busy, busy. Righty. Something I thought of and I forgot what it was. Right. Yeah, okay. Alright. I'm going to quickly take 5. And I'll be right back in a second. Gotta grab a drink. Oh, wrong one. There we go. See you in a
Return to the
second.
bro. En route to the clinic.
Oop. Okay. Well, back in a second. Alrighty, we're back. What? There we go. Checking in, Harper. Are you on this channel?
I am indeed. I've gone to the arena.
Right. Is Fortuna with you?
No, they are still down below.
And Runa?
Same.
Right. Well, I need to connect with you on what just happened.
Very well, I'll come to the clinic.
Perfect. I'll be here. Right. Welcome back.
Yep, it's pretty hot down there. A lot cooler up here, that's for sure.
I see.
So,
Well,
do you want the entire thing from when I
before
left
we
the
do
docks
that,
to now?
we should not have the conversation here. I'll bring you up to speed. Have you seen MP?
I have not.
Right. Well... perhaps the church. This should work fine. Up here.
In the cleanup, because happened right over there.
Indeed, it's already been taken care of. So, firstly, MP took the crystal into the clinic. It's compromised. First and second floor.
Shit. Well, at least we were very, very vague.
Indeed. The corporate docks I have not checked yet. But perhaps we can establish that as a safe zone.
Let's see. That'd be good. It's good to know where all the safe zones are.
Indeed. We need to come up with some sort of third-party location we can speak privately at, but for now, what do you know?
If there's a way we can make smaller versions of that crystal. From the moment I left the docks.
Indeed.
Alright. As I was on my way here, I round through the elevator plaza, come right around this corner towards the scrapyard, because I was heading towards the docks where Runa was, and I see 3 Masari guards. Runa runs away, and behind them is Jameson, and he pulls out his dual swords. It was over in an instant. He's quite terrifying in combat. And Fritz put a final bullet into the 3rd Masari guard in the back. So they went down, then I turned around and chased Runa to where they were and calmed them down and got the situation. They were trying to take our blood. And not wanting to do that, they were starting to get a little rowdy. So, knowing that... Oh, and Cross was on the phone with them, and they rated in that they were with Runa when this happened, so... not the best thing for them to know that Runa was there when their guards died.
Perfect.
So that's wonderful. Anyway, with me, Jameson, both took Runa down to the scrap town, and I think they met with someone named... I didn't get the name of some synth that's like the leader down there. I think she's gonna be staying down there for a little while. And Fortuna joined me down there, and as did Liev. I came back up because I figured someone could have got injured by now, but I just wanted to make sure Runa was safe and had shelter.
I see. Well, I know very similarly to what you do. I had walked up and Jameson had already cut them down. He'd said a few words to me and then walked away. And not long after, Fortuna thought it was prudent to put a final bullet in each of them. I'm not sure why, but it happened nonetheless.
That's unusually very bad thing to do if their helmets were still recording.
Absolutely. Which...
I know, did they at least take the helmets off, throw them in the furnace?
They did not.
Or was that not done?
All those corpses are in the morgue, and...
Oh boy.
I do not exactly have the right to, take those steps. But I know Fortuna, and I'm pretty sure that she most likely had some sort of, steps in place to take care of things.
Probably disable their electronics or something.
Indeed.
Smart. Fortuna's pretty smart like that. Oh,
yes, but it was...
they do have a order to take astral blood as well. So there is an official order for Astral to openly attack Masaru that are trying to take blood from anybody. So it might get a little hectic here in a little bit.
What is
Also,
happening?
I believe that they'll be taking us to Trident. I have no idea.
Does
But
Astral
Trident's
want a
been
corporate
story,
war?
put a smear campaign on them. Maybe, I don't know.
And all this whilst all this nonsense is happening in the Undercity.
It's conflict happens at the worst times. But I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it's still payment for us when they get shot.
Indeed, but this is not going to help. We can't have our allies fighting
No.
each other whilst we're trying to have a war.
Yeah, they're much bigger fish to fry. We can't be infighting. Only gonna make things easier for them.
Indeed. So, Luna and
Was there any
Fortuna are both in
deployment
the
of Furies
west.
where I left?
Were there any to begin
Yes.
with?
I heard there was 2 Furies around. I don't know where, but
That makes sense. Mr. Augustine made an appearance
Fortuna
down there.
mentioned they were around. Kind of surprised they're not sweeping the streets right now.
Indeed. Perhaps he hasn't heard of it yet.
I figure at least Cross knows.
Most likely. But Augustine does have a record of not exactly listening to what Cross says.
Fair enough.
Right. I still need to
I
have
mean,
a
this
meeting
doesn't
with
derail
Mr.
things
Augustine.
too much.
But I need to speak with Fortuna and Roma. Do you know if they're still in the waste right now?
Alright, what are you thinking of heading down there, I guess?
I believe so. Do you know where they are?
Alright. They were last in a bar and grill. When you enter, just go to the left and hang around and you'll kind of see it. There's a big wide open door. A big, like, pub.
Right.
Sort of good food there. Or questionably good, I don't know, on your taste. I probably wouldn't trust it too much, but the burger was okay.
Of course.
They do sell city water, which is nice.
But things seem peaceful down there.
Very. It's just ungodly hot. Very quiet and peaceful.
Right.
Couldn't be a better place to lay low.
And there's also 45 minutes until that meeting. Busy day. Well, first I'm going to check if
Yeah.
Mr. Augustine is still around and try and have a meeting with him. If not, I'm running down to the waste to find them.
Very well. I suppose I'll head back to the arena and make sure no one gets hurt.
Indeed. Stay safe.
Alrighty. Yep, you too. Good luck with your meeting. I know he can be very unpredictable at times.
Absolutely. I hope he's in a good mood.
I'm probably just gonna go outside and just
Sure. You got
asleep,
your
I
water,
guess.
right? Hey, Mr.
Yeah,
Sloan.
got my water.
Hello.
I'll leave you guys to it.
Do you need something?
Alright, thanks for
before
the
we
help.
close up?
Be
No,
safe.
that's all right. But I did have a question for you.
I'm just out here, so.
Sure.
Do you know if Mr. Augustine is still down here?
I can message and see if he is.
There was a meeting set up with him, but he has not yet made an appearance.
He was up at the corp area, and I just got a message from him. He maybe needs a reminder. I can go look up there if you'd like, or yeah, if
Maybe.
that would help, or
Not much
is
time
he
left in the
supposed to
day.
be at this meeting? Yeah.
I'm trying not to make that the case. Who was that?
I don't know. He didn't give us his name, but he came in and caused a little bit of a fuss here, and CC stepped in.
Still have to clean
and
his
we
spit
thought
off
he
the
was-
floor.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Well, I had best get moving. I'll take a look myself. Thank you.
Sure.
Good grief. Well, it's worth a shot. Knock knock. Give it 10 seconds. They're slightly empty. Indeed. What a day. Need to find Wheeler, Luna, and Fortuna.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Totally agree,
Very good.
Councilman.
Hey.
Hello.
Do you have a second, Sloan?
Yes, I do.
Was there any extra autopsy stuff? Because we went and investigated that area and got some batshit insane results. It fried the fucking scanner. So
And what?
Completely fried it.
at the
The
area,
magic
I'm gonna
scanner
keep
we
this.
used got
I'm gonna keep
fried.
this a little bit down. We're trying to keep it a little bit under wraps, but the results that we got from the area where this person did a bunch of like magic on these people broke the magical scanner, and I called my contact and they also said that was unheard of. So we're dealing with something very unusual. I do not think this is related to Shadow Wyverns, and the reason is because MP was carrying a crystal around in the arena, and I think if it started setting off in that area, because they had to go through that area to go to the arena, I'm pretty sure she would have noticed, and a lot of other people would have started freaking out about, I said the fucking name. No, I
Does
said
he
Shadow
make his
Wyverns.
presence known before he does anything as well?
Did I say the name? I don't think I said that. I think I said Shadow Wyverns. I'm a bit of an airhead right now,
Yeah,
so.
you only said.
Unsure.
You have had anything.
Okay. Okay, sweet. Okay, I had a panic attack. I mean, I don't really care anyways, but yeah. So I think it's all it's not related to that, which then makes me go, well, what could have actually set that off? So
Yes.
it's any contemporary magic didn't seem to be able to do that, and then unfortunately, it broke the fucking device, so I can't go over there and try and scan that area to see if it does the same thing.
So.
Yeah, but it's broken, so.
Fried through.
Right.
So it's just a chunk of.
And it's not like it's not. It doesn't look like it's much wiring or whatever. It seems like an enchantment-based thing. So
It's a
like I think it broke the enchantment is probably what it did.
Diamond's open if anyone wants drinks.
Oh my god, I kind of need a drink. But yeah, keep this on the down low. Probably just keep this to yourself for now. Because
I
the
see.
last thing we need is a bunch of people going around hearing that there's a insane magic that breaks scanners, and
Absolutely.
yeah, it might cause a little bit of a scare.
And reminder, that meeting is in about half an hour. Do you know if Mr. Augustine is still down here, or Mr. Cross?
I do not believe he is. He was not in the office, so.
There was a meeting with him and he still doesn't show
Updating
up.
Sloan on the situation.
Right. Did you say Mr. Cross is not here either?
No.
So.
I think.
We about ready for that meeting, or are we having that later, or what? How's the timing on that going?
Half an hour.
I might be the highest ranking Masaru.
Another hour?
Half an hour.
Half an hour? Okay,
Indeed.
so top of the hour. Got it.
Yes,
Understood.
and anyone else from yesterday that you can find, please inform.
Okay, if I see anybody, yep, you got it.
Not enough time in the day. Right. Anything else?
Not that I know of. The only thing you could potentially do is hand over some of the blood of the victims to Masaru and see if they can't pull up any magical scans when they go
Of
through the
course.
blood, but I don't think it's going to come up with anything.
If they wish it, it's their personnel, so.
It appears I am the only Masaru here at the moment in time. It appears my
Bloody
colleague is
wonderful.
went through the wasteland.
If you can you make a call to see if he can show up in a half an hour?
Mr. Cross and Augustine. I'll
Just
try my best
just
to
Mr. Cross.
Mr.
Cross
Cross would
understood.
please advise.
I see. I will do my best.
What do you mean? You're the only Masaru fish. We just
He's
saw
off,
one go right
he's
by
going
them.
away. He's going to go do business in
Right.
Wasteland.
And please also give Mr.
below me.
Augustine a reminder that he has a meeting assigned for today.
I will do both.
Oh, is this for this meeting now that we're
No.
all going to?
Separate meeting.
Oh, okay.
I'll try to
Well,
contact
I'm
Roxy
going to
if we can
go take a quick break on the Dirty Diamond.
Of course.
I'll be back. I desperately need fucking water.
Very wonderful.
Well, I will do the contacting now. So
Yes, please.
I'll be doing that now.
More wonderful news?
A
Yes,
bit,
wonderful
yes.
news indeed. Slight update. Whatever happened to that armed guard?
Which one?
Biosignatures are completely gone. Same with activation, completely off the fucking radar.
I see.
I've informed my internal affairs to look into it as quick as possible and then inform me as soon as they find anything that is similar.
Right. I'll be sure to keep a lookout as well.
Please do. If you see any, and if you see any slimmer with any weaponry spin in particular, let me know.
That I will.
Very well.
People that you know with that do not have proper contracts with us.
Of course.
That is Traverse and Valkyrie. Obviously, Valkyrie wouldn't carry weapons, so.
True. Right, well. There's a few things I need to tend to before our meeting. So, I'll have to bid you adieu for now.
Understood.
Alright, see you all in 30.
Indeed.
See you there.
I'm gonna. Steven, real quick. Is this meeting pre-planned? Was this something set up beforehand?
It was set up last week to talk to him today.
He is quite busy at the moment.
Even when you set up a meeting with him.
And
Wow.
currently unavailable. Well, that's because things are happening, and we needed the GMs for
Of
it.
course. Actually, one other thing over here.
There is one person available that can come down in his stead.
Would that be Starlight?
I was gonna say Augustine, but Starlight did come down earlier.
Well, that was what I was talking about. Were you not talking about Augustine a second ago?
I was talking about Cross.
Oh, no. There was a meeting set with Augustine for today.
I was told that Cross was supposed to come down. Yeah. We can.
Yes, that's a
let me
separate.
see about that.
I want Cross here for the meeting in a half an hour at the clinic, and then separately I need to talk to
Ross is
Augustine.
not available.
Yeah.
Augustine may be available.
Okay. I do also need to talk to Starlight. But perhaps the Augustine meeting can do the Starlight. Either or would work.
I'm guessing Dexter can't attend the meeting at the top hour that we're filling for Cross.
I mean, you could.
What time would you like to speak to Augustine? Just so I can plan it accordingly with everything else that's happening right now.
Can it be done now?
Yes, it can. Where is it happening?
Corporate doc.
What was this meeting specifically about so I can relay it to Mezod? I know we set it up last week, but I have 2 hours of sleep under my belt.
That's
My brain
fair.
is slowly getting fried.
I think last time I had said a matter of importance I need to speak with him with. But I could label it as events in the Undercity. Something or other. Regarding events pertaining to the Undercity. Impromptu secretary work.
I think I've...
True.
All this magical shit's going down.
He is able to meet you, and he said he is coming back down soon.
Wonderful. Right. I think that's all for now. Thank you.
For Starlight, if you would like to email her to ask her to come down, you will need to ping the GM.
Right. Well, on that front, I'm just trying to get the runes charged. And I don't know where to go to do that.
Oh, you can just, if you want, send her an email asking if you could just send it up. And I will roll to see if she's able to.
Okay. I'll do that.
Alright. As you send that email, she tells you, just send them on up to my office. I will get them recharged. Is this for the Undercity?
Partially.
She says, I only want to help the Undercity. This is free of charge if you promise it will help the Undercity.
That it will.
Alright, and she does it. You gave her your word.
Perfect. I
You
think
will
that's
get
it.
those in 2 sessions. Next row session, they will be delivered at the start. So if you would like to notate that down,
Okay. Thank you.
that's when you'll have them.
Noted. And I think that is it. Thank you. Well, that was an eventful phone call.
Yes. Is this meeting just going on something I can?
Yes, I believe so. You're a quartermaster, correct?
Yes,
So you're in
I'm
charge of
currently
security
the highest
matters?
ranking. Not fully, but yes, I do know. Thing or two, if that makes sense.
Indeed. In that case, feel free to sit in.
Okay.
But I had best wait for your boss.
Yes. If I'm very bad keeping track of time. If no one bosses show up, can contact me on hop on 20, say the meeting's now Piatonic. I will either.
Right, radio 20. Got it.
Yes. I'm assuming I can trust you with the seal radio. So
Of course.
whenever we're needed, shout out, and who can come will come. So, for
Very
now,
good.
farewell.
Farewell. See you soon. Bloody meetings.
Robot's got it. Robot knows what's up.
Very contradiction of fact like they.
Oh dear. Right, well. I'm going to sit down until he shows up. Good grief. So much to do, so little time. I need to talk to Runa before the end of the day. Case is optional. Talking to Augustine now. Fortuna's optional. Okay. See how long good old Augie man takes. Yeah, got the contract done. Sales are done. Do more blood drive stuff. It's the classic Augustine.
Well.
Hello. It's been a while. Welcome. Please step inside.
Yes. What is this? Of course. What is this about?
Well, I've heard that Miss Skylark spoke to you about a few things. Feel free to have a seat.
Yes. There was her concerns about the... Well, I presume that this is about the Undercity.
Indeed, this meeting is about two things that shouldn't take much time. The first being the Undercity and what Masaru's intentions are with taking on this threat.
Right. That is a complicated answer. We are considering our options of what to do down there. I would leave it up to Miss Anessa, but she is currently for restoring whatever she lost. Which means it unfortunately falls on my rather busy hands to deal with.
Indeed.
Now, part of the problem here is that Miss Amelia did not give any sort of solution or idea of what Masaru could do.
Well, that I can amend. Today, there will be a bit of a war council of sorts.
Because broadcast is broken, I am going to let you all know you see on every screen embarrassing photos of one of the Trident personnel that come down often. It is just a string of rotating photos of him ridiculously posing in the mirror.
Did you die? Are you alive? Oh, okay, yes, you
There was
are.
a out of character broadcast. Sorry, go ahead.
Got it. I'm just who is a part of your war council?
Well, as it stands, currently all corporations except for Trident have opted to put their foot down in the Undercity. Additionally, the Undercity Council and their security force will be pitching in, as well as the Wyverns as well. All have come to see the importance that this stands to tell for the rest of the city.
I was informed by Amelia that she speculates that the Shadow Wyverns taking the Undercity is a means for setting up a staging ground of sorts. A beachfront.
Indeed. I firmly believe that.
You think that they're after the destruction of all corporations in this sector?
Absolutely.
Or at least on this planet. Curious. A mercenary group like that should just be able to be bought out. Has anyone tried that yet?
That is a fair question, but they have previously shown that they do not deal in the conventional sense with corporations.
Zealots, then.
Precisely. Whatever their ideals, they stick to them strongly.
Of course, Shadow Wyverns have never been a pleasant force to deal with, both with boots on the ground and in the negotiation rooms.
Absolutely.
So what is your suggestion?
My suggestion is that as far as Masaru's part, that your contribution would be the allocation of mages able to put up defensive walls and, if possible, counteract certain magical effects that these Shadow Wyverns would bring to bear.
The teleportation effects, I presume.
Indeed. That, as well as I've seen reports that they are able to weaponize spirits into explosive forces.
Curious. That
Indeed.
Is concerning on many levels, but also quite intriguing, the weaponization of spirits. I do not believe that field has been explored to its fullest extent. How very curious.
Indeed. Perhaps this could be another stake.
Dead. Yes. I will be interested to see who managed to do that.
Of course. Additionally, Masaru would be involved in the understanding of how this individual can see through certain parts of the city and do the teleportations around. And of course, find and prevent them.
Of course. Sounds to me like Masaru would be doing a large portion of the work.
Well, you do say that, but as far as boots on the ground, the other corporations will be holding up that front. I more ask that Masaru would be a supplementary and supportive force that can deal with any of the magical parts that the rest of the corporations cannot.
Very interesting. You know what might be fun right now? Where's my ping DM? Doing a Psychophanta roll for this. Ping DM, I can't do it for some reason.
Oh, I can do that.
Can you?
What? Do the neck thing. Do the neck thing. Oh, wowie. You've piqued my interest.
Ooh. What's over there?
The M will be with you soon, please wait. Okay.
Yes. I wonder what happens if I make myself flat while I'm doing sitting. It's just as cursed. Slane's dealing with data wraith things out in the wasteland. Oh no.
Oh no.
Catbug's up to shenanigans.
Oh no.
No. Oh god.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh no. Problems.
Wobblum.
So, is this war council happening today? Is that a thing? Is that next
Yes,
session?
it is.
What's going on there? Today?
Indeed.
Oh fuck. Okay.
It will be a smaller council.
Mr. Cross is busy, so I guess I'm doing that.
Well, it's actually Mr. Springfield.
Mr. Springfield. Who?
Dexter.
Oh, he's the one representing Masaru.
Indeed. It was the only one available.
Well, fair enough. Kind of surprised he's still alive. Kept hearing on the radio he was like making grunting and dying sounds along with like 5 guards.
Oh, sorry for the wait.
Just nutty.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
We need a Psychophanta roll.
Alright. What are you rolling for?
I suppose this is me trying to convince Augustine to do his part.
Ah, how many points in Psychophanta do you have? Just the one?
Just the one. Oh boy. It all comes down to this.
Well, all things considered, I think Masaru should take a stance, a proactive stance in this matter. So long as the other corporations are providing boots on the ground, then we will do our part in attempting to dissuade these magical effects that keep causing us troubles.
That is very good
Set
to
a
hear.
research team on it. See what they can find out. Though I do have a request. Perhaps not for this teleportation mage, but the one that deals in spirits. If they could be taken alive and brought to my attention, I would be most appreciative.
Very well. That I can do. Well, that is very good to hear on that front.
I feel that Miss Anessa would be very curious, and perhaps our friend Ayla as well.
Perhaps. But, with that matter decided, the last bit that I wish to come to you about was the potential prospect that, in the past, we have had our dealings over the anti-magic runes. I would like to see if there is perhaps some way that we can extend that effect, have a longer-lasting form. Or perhaps if there is the potentiality to establish a zone of permanent anti-magic.
Oh, I was muted. That is something that I suspect we will have to do our research in order to counteract these teleportive effects and this listening in effect that people keep talking about.
Indeed. And if additionally
we will look into it.
I, of course, am willing to provide some funding in that area if you wish. But particularly,
appreciative.
I would like the area of personal protection of these rooms to be explored.
Yes. Of course. That will have to be for certain explored. I will set a research team on it, see what they can come up with.
Perfect. I believe...
I cannot guarantee a timetable. You know how these things can be, but...
Of course.
We will do our best.
Please do keep me informed.
Of course. Is there anything else, Mr. Sloan?
That is all that I have for you. Thank you for your time.
Good. Of course. I must get back to my business. I hope you understand I am a very busy man now with my position as COO of Masaru.
Indeed. And in case you have not heard, I've been promoted to Planetary Head of Security for the Hellion branch.
Well done. If we succeed in this Undercity, that will be a fantastic first badge for you.
That it will. And so...
Well then.
To the future.
For the future, Mr. Sloan. Ow. You got a strong grip, jeez.
It's not that strong. I can control it.
Oh, maybe it's just my tiny hands.
True, you do have little baby hands.
Well, I don't know what happened. It's distressing, to say the least. Anyways, you have a nice day now, Mr. Sloan.
You as well. Take care. Ooh, yes, that went really well. Woo, boy. It is always terrifying talking to him, but thankfully, all's good. And now we gotta get to that meeting and establish some sort of safe place to speak. Whew. Today's turning up good. And hopefully Fortuna and Luna have made their way back up. Right, this is Sloan checking in. Harper, are you there?
I'm here.
Very good. We've got about 7 minutes until the meeting starts. Do you know if Fortuna or Runa have made their way back up yet?
I am unsure. I am pretty positive Runa will not be returning up today. As for Fortuna, I have no idea. I haven't seen them.
Right. I suppose Fritz can fill in both Wheeler and Runa about events.
True.
Right, well. Clinic door is going to be open and we're waiting for people to come in.
Alright, I'll go ahead and head there then.
busy, busy day.
Hello, I'm not interrupting, am I? Or
No.
if I can never find anyone. Yay. Is it more healing, or is it something else?
It's a disarm spell.
Also,
Okay,
sorry to interrupt you. Would Lainey, fuck, I'm dumb. Would Lainey have gotten that meat to Amelia off screen?
Yeah.
Perfect, cool, thank you so much.
Right. Have you seen MP about? Or seen where that crystal has gone?
I've not seen them either.
Wonderful.
That's troubling. Definitely want to keep track of that thing. Are we having the meeting here, considering...
We are not. Which is why I want the crystal.
Okay.
This is Sloan checking in. Fortuna, are you on this radio? I guess not. Right, I'm going to have a look around.
Alrighty.
Alright, who are you calling? Ooh, did not mean to do that. Who are you calling? Alright, is this one of the contacts on your list, or are you using your corpse-like contact? Alright.
It's gonna be an amazing festival.
What he said.
Have you looked at the diamond? There's a lot of good dancers and stuff there.
We're looking for more music. Noshiaki, Oshigiri, and doubloons are 100. The soda is 100.
I got plenty of money.
Well, then I'll find something.
Just headed my way to see you.
Have you seen MP?
Pardon?
MP? I saw him about 2 hours ago, but I haven't seen him since then.
Do you know where they put the crystal?
No, I haven't got a clue.
Right.
Normally I saw him. Last I saw him, they had it with them.
Indeed.
No, an
we'll have to go
NPC
without
can let
it.
go of that thing easily. I mean, didn't we put didn't we put runes in the morgue?
That was temporary. They've been moved.
Oh, they got moved. Okay, fuck. All right.
Indeed. We'll have to find a different location. Do you have any places?
I mean, I don't know what is and isn't clean. You know what I mean? It's the problem. So any suggestions I can give is just, I mean,
Exactly. That's why we
clinic
need
is
it.
just as much of a variable.
I've had this clinic scanned.
But we can keep, I mean, if we can keep things kind of vague, maybe, but even then, things are iffy at the moment.
Indeed.
I'm trying to reach out to Traverse about purchasing a new ship. But before I make any decisions about buying a new ship, I would really like to see some schematics of certain ships. You know, just so I know what exactly I'm purchasing.
Indeed.
I also am recently very interested in... Have you ever played... There was a game one time called Destiny, and in that game, there was a mission, right? Where you had to place these things called patrol beacons onto King Oryx's ship before the other Guardians could get there to help. And I really liked that scene. It was probably the best expansion I ever saw for the Destiny campaign, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
Did I just break Sloan? Yes.
A little bit.
I'm sure. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that's how I've been operating lately. Is speaking about things.
Indeed.
Hey Sloan, most people for the meeting have shown up. I figure a good spot to go is down by the lower plaza.
Lately?
There's a spot no one ever goes to.
No, recently.
Which spot do you mean?
Like in Sun or something, or...
You mean just out in the open?
No. By that collapsed subway. No one ever goes down that way. There's like an area down there.
Yes,
spot
but...
that meeting.
Fair enough.
I'm fucking trying to take it.
We don't have the gem at the moment.
Yeah, that's why I figured no one ever goes down there, so there's no reason for it to be watched.
Indeed. Is there anyone still waiting in the clinic?
Is it
Oh, I thought they followed me. Skylark and...
I'll collect them.
No, but it would be nice. I appreciate it if anything else.
I'm not sure when the meeting is.
Meeting is now. Follow Harper.
Going towards the meeting. Oh, okay.
I don't think we have any. I mean, I can send you another magical scanner, maybe? It's gonna cost money.
Right.
Stay safe.
I take it Alice has, talked to you
Bye.
earlier.
About which subject?
A place.
The one we're here for.
Indeed. For that reason, you'll both follow me.
Lead the way.
Down here currently.
Indeed. I've been able to speak with Mr. Augustine.
I see.
I still believe that you should sit in on this meeting.
I see. I'll follow suit.
Perhaps due to certain events that have taken place, this will be a smaller meeting and we can have something more strong tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
I see.
They're coming.
Or do you want?
I figured the one place he would never look or listen to.
I would appreciate that.
It works.
Either way,
Very discreet,
I
huh?
think that all
Not,
conversations should be kept as vague as possible.
Indeed. Due to the lack of
Probably
certain
should avoid the use of
preventive
pronouns in
measures,
general, of any kind.
perhaps... Well, if we do need to be this vague, perhaps we should just delay it till tomorrow.
I mean,
we're
all here.
That was the thing. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
Is
we
there
don't
any
really
new
don't wanna
developments?
waste much time.
There has been a few, but...
Is there something that needs to be discussed urgently? Like, what do we...
Well, I can at least update a few things, namely, that Masaru has pledged their full support.
Okay.
Additionally, I'm
Is that
still
full
going...
support?
From Mr. Augustine.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Additionally, we'll be going over more particulars, most likely tomorrow, once we have a in-depth planning with more members, as not all are able to be present. But I'm still looking over locations and certain exact measures. Those things can be hammered out.
Has anyone spoken to Traverse?
I have, and I'm going to be speaking to them more today. I believe that we can count on their support as well. The only ones who have not yet pledged their support are Valkyrie and Trident, but I simply have not been able to speak with Lord Croak, and I believe that he will be very on board. He's expressed interest in the past.
I talked to another Valkyrie person. They haven't been around recently. It was a person called Euro who also pledged their support. For dealing
Indeed,
with
but
this,
they are more of
so-
a low-level sort.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think the only support we're gonna get from them is guns, which we should wait until we need them.
That is fair, but they can also provide the boots on the ground, which is something that Geb will
Yeah,
also
that's what
need
I
to
mean,
provide
we
if
need 'em.
possible. But other than that, has there been any other developments that anyone has heard that should be voiced?
I don't know if
Well, like I was telling Sloan earlier, I am very interested in purchasing a ship from Traverse, so I need to speak to them about the different options of ships that they have for purchase, especially I'm very interested in seeing the schematics of certain ships, you know, just so that I know if they are right for holding me and all of my family on our vacations. And I also was thinking that I really, really enjoyed the mission in Destiny where you had to fly onto King Oryx's ship and use a small team, and like you had to get in there first and plant patrol beacons so that you know, you could also call in other guardians to help in the fight against King Oryx of the Taken. It was a great expansion, probably one of their best expansions, and really an inspiration for a lot of the things that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days. Yeah. I really fucking hope you guys know how to read between lines.
I do.
I'm
Indeed.
That was
getting.
pretty
thank
easy.
you.
I think I'm getting the message.
Yeah, very.
I've never
Okay,
played
cool.
this game.
You
Hey,
have.
don't worry about it, sugar.
I'll explain it later.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
That's all from
Richard
me.
and I have been working on a lot of defensive items that we could start sharing around, and we
Perfect.
don't necessarily go down to the Undercity, but we've built a sleep grenade, a
Shield
auto
grenade?
hacker, and a shield grenade.
Very good.
I brought it just in case if we need it.
Uh, just to help. Like I said, we don't get to go down, and we don't typically
what do
go
you mean?
down, so.
I mean, we provide shield grenades in the first place. We produce those.
Yeah, but they cost
Look,
money.
everybody's bringing what they can. You know, there's no
We need all the
reason we
supplies
can't
we
all
can
bring
get.
bring our toys.
Indeed.
You know, everybody wants to play with their own toys, that's for sure. But and I don't think we should be putting any limits on who can bring what toys to the party. You know what I mean?
It allows you to
Yeah,
put
you
your
guys have
own
any-
expense elsewhere.
Exactly. Less expenses for you.
But if
Line
you need
goes up good.
specific things built, Richard's really good at that stuff. So.
I tinker.
Very well. Anything else?
Honestly,
Here, or call me down in emergency situations.
honestly, we
sit
need
down and help.
to we need to get a hold of that stone because I really like geology. And I think it's really important that everybody get into geology in some way.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I
like the
agree.
soul suit.
A study of the world around us can be very useful.
It certainly
It
is.
does,
It
Rob.
certainly is.
This is
You know,
Dr.
it-
Patricia
it-
Valentine
yeah.
signing in.
And especially when you find really cool rocks, but sometimes we gotta find a way to make those rocks
Come
in
to
the
the lower
lab.
plaza.
You can make rubies in a lab now.
Yeah.
Sure. What's
And
going
Chief
on?
will carry them around on you too when you need them.
Exactly. You know, there's a lot of science that says, you know, various crystals give off different healing frequencies and whatnot, and you know, it's good to
Yeah.
keep them on your person.
Helps ease the soul and ease the stress.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kill the anxiety, so to speak.
What I mean, do you know the archaeologist?
Between the lines, sister. Come on, keep up.
Okay, I'll stop talking.
I'll fill you in later. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, I sound like a stroke
the lower
victim, but I
plaza?
have to.
When was the last time we seen MP?
I saw them at the
Last time
arena.
I saw MP was
Turn
almost
around.
2 hours ago. So I don't know if they ran back down to the Undercity or if they went
This is a
possibly
good
down to the
spot.
Wasteland. I know they like to hang out down there sometimes. Yeah.
Welcome.
What's going on?
Hey, Dr. Valentine. So good of you to join us. Nice. Welcome.
This is an intervention.
I can barely hear you.
For...
Not really. This is a convenience for
Okay.
recent events.
Okay, I was...
How much have you had to
Like I
drink?
said, I just started drinking. Just a couple swigs, I'm fine.
Good. I can wait. I was saying that due to certain matters, we'll discuss more tomorrow, if you can make it.
Okay.
And additionally, I'll
Still
need
not
to
sure
talk
what's
to you
going
more
on, but-
after this meeting.
I wanted to say the same.
Yeah, I think that message might have been really confusing for you out of context, but I'm really hoping we can come to an agreement soon. It'd be really great.
Right, I've been meaning to get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Right. Is there anything else pertinent here, or should I just talk to them?
Have you guys spoken to Jack?
Honestly,
That is a good point.
yeah, I haven't seen them.
We
About
spoke with him today.
I spoke with them earlier today.
Did you
I
speak
think they
with
went
them
down to the
about
Wasteland.
removing certain articles?
Yes,
Who?
I have.
Did they seem receptive to the idea, or?
It's more of the matter that they felt it was avoiding the issue, but told them regardless, probably best to, yeah, you know.
I thought we were gonna get Trident on it.
Honestly, removing an article sometimes can have the Streisand effect. You know what I mean?
I saw a very interesting article that pertained to a story I was enthralled in about biomes and whatnot. Although I feel there's some discrepancies. I put a word into Mr. Ludovic to potentially take it down.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Then I'll let them know not to worry about it being taken then.
Okay. Alright, well. If there's nothing else, I do want to try to get down to the Wasteland. I'll keep an eye out for MP while I'm down there.
Indeed.
I got
This
some
meeting
thoughts
is
I gotta go
convened.
see you guy about. Alright, cool.
Be prepared for tomorrow.
Well,
Will do. I'll make sure all the council members is there and all that good stuff, and we'll
Perfect.
get a good clean. I'll make sure that we get a good clean place ready to go for the meeting.
Indeed.
Hopefully someone with a bit more knowledge on the situation can be there, because I've
Hopefully.
not been updated yet.
well, shall we, Mosey?
Right. Fortuna.
Me and Miss
With me.
Valentine are in the same boat currently.
Yeah.
So.
you know of any secure locations?
Yeah. Would she be mad if I took you there? Probably. I won't take you there.
Hmm.
Yes, you do.
This is one of the more prominent locations. There's most likely a lot of traffic here. I don't think this is a great place. I'll explain why,
You'd
but
think. We should be fine.
I believe conversations pertaining to what we're about to speak about have happened here.
I need to talk to that person. Follow me.
Right.
I'm gonna take a look.
We were out in the waste.
For a bit.
Are you being
My
dragged
pig's
along, or are
broken.
you carrying him? I don't understand.
Come here.
Okay.
Come on.
Right.
Why are you taking him here? Not
Should we go to the clinic? Yes, let's
just
go.
go to the clinic.
Pretend like I'm not even there.
Person, look at me on a noodle store counter.
Hey. Liev.
My favorite noodles are the kind with so much blood and bones over it.
Mm-hmm.
What on earth are you talking about?
About this.
No, we were out in the waste on an adventure and he fucking fell off a cliff. There were a lot of bugs. A lot of bugs.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You seem grumpy.
Nope, wait, not.
Probably just we took
Literally right in front of my face.
Mind you, I caught her.
Thank you.
Ben, do you want in too? No, we're closing.
Was there something that you needed? Your prescription? Right, we can get that for you in a second. Could you hit the button, please? Right.
He broke
have
this
a
leg.
major
This
wound
one right here, I
to
can
the
tell.
leg.
It's gone.
No. I have a major wound to this leg. However, healing magic was used and it has been stabilized.
All right.
Just
Is the clinic down
I'm here
there
for
unable
more-
to provide?
With your
I took out our sheriff.
With your medical-
closed.
Oh, I was hoping, but
with
it's
your
okay.
medical skill and your access to medical equipment, you are easily able to patch him up.
Let's see, we've got this.
You are in
labeled.
recovery.
Thank you.
You messed this up. Oh my goodness.
Hold on. My hand is my foot.
guys.
Oh dear.
I don't think the hand is the foot
What kind of magic
fixed.
to use on you?
He's fucking dead. Let's start the death roll.
Yes, I do. No, I don't.
Oh my god, he
What
just
do you
he just
mean?
flew off so far into the
What do I
distance.
mean,
Holy
what?
shit.
Did he go into the floor?
Good question.
He
went
just
into
went off into
space.
the void.
Oh.
He went to the
Yeah,
void.
well,
Here
then
you
need to
go.
talk to
Welcome
him. I
back.
don't remember what it was.
How was your trip into the void?
Your question?
This is a real quick
I've been
thing. If you
told-
have a long thing.
CC
Go
sent this,
ahead.
told me to send this to you.
Someone take care of
Steven?
Those
thank you.
700 credits.
What?
Looks like I might need it.
You had a question?
I did?
Alright, I'll go pay your movement.
I guess not.
I
Never
did
mind.
not.
Sloan, you wanna talk?
Are you
Yes.
okay?
Mr. Wheeler,
Yes, hold on. I got a case of bonitis along with my broken foot. Hold on.
right. But before you leave, I need to speak with you. That's all.
Alright. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you should make a
You can
full
have her
recovery by
first.
the end of the day.
Please don't let her leave the clinic. I still need to talk.
Alright.
Thank you.
Judging by the
Understood.
acrobatics you displayed, I think you're in pretty good shape.
Oh, great.
Go out here.
So we do.
Right.
Okay. What's up?
What do you know about what has been happening in the Undercity and the, known terrorist?
The known terrorist.
Indeed.
Mr.
Don't say the name.
Yeah, Mr. Noball.
Don't even use things similar. I've been simply saying our friend to refer to him. We have
That
done
was almost a little too vague.
much.
That jackass, yeah.
Yes, we've done much investigation in the last few days and much planning. The Shadow Wyverns and their benefactor intend to strike against the Undercity very soon, specifically against Avalon.
Okay.
I've spoken with all the other corporate members, with the Undercity Council, with the Wyverns, as many as I can. And all, so far, have come to agreement that this is where we need to put our foot down against them.
Okay.
For the reasons that if we do pull out of the Undercity and allow them to have it, who's to say that they won't then move up to the Row or to other parts of the city?
Right.
Allowing them to have this beachhead will have them have a stable source of supplies to hit the rest of the city. So, with that said, we have found that he is able to see and hear certain locations. And as such, some locations are currently compromised. Which is why the talk was so vague in the meeting. We have a tool that can be used to discern whether or not a location is safe. But that is currently unavailable, and as such, I believe that the rest of this conversation should be had tomorrow once we have it.
Right, okay.
But, all that to say, what is Traverse's stance against them?
I don't think we have one. Personally, I'd like to kill the guy. I don't believe anyone of any status cares enough to take this guy on.
Well, that is where you're wrong. I have spoken with both my planetary CEO, myself, of which who just got a promotion to planetary head of security, to Mr. Augustine,
Congratulations.
to Miss Duskweaver, and many other auspicious heads of many of the corporations have all come to agree that this man needs to be stopped.
Okay.
This matter is no longer as small as once it was thought.
Okay.
So, we have support and we have means. I am going to be organizing our press from this point forward. And so, we're going to be having occasional meetings together to discern the path ahead. But that will only be done in safe locations. I know that the clinic and both clinics are compromised. I don't even know how safe this location is. But a location becomes compromised by either their direct means or through speaking his name.
Okay.
So, as such, yourself and no one in your corporation needs to say that name. Please make that clear to your other employees.
Alright.
Additionally, we have identified that the ship is his.
Right, I've learned some things. I don't think I should share now.
Indeed. Anything truly important, save. I need to make sure that that's not happening with him.
Yeah. Never noticed that there.
Indeed. It's a little off-putting.
Burger was better? Huh. Yeah, but, no, yeah, I get what you mean. If more planetary heads are believing that this is a problem, it's definitely, I might have a better, it might be easier to convince people in my corporation to
Absolutely.
aid.
If you
Not much we
can,
do down there, but
if you yourself can try to convince them, that would be nice. If not, then I can speak with them and try to convince them myself. But I do believe that Traverse has resources that could very much help in this effort. Transportation, synths, whatever it be.
yeah, I'll fill you on the idea I have tomorrow then, when we know it's safe.
Perfect. There's a lot of plans being laid at the moment, and I still need to hammer things out, but I'm confident.
By the way, Runa wanted to, apologize for not being able to make the meeting.
Of course.
Stuff happened.
I need to speak with her today. I need to speak with her before the day's over.
Well, I know where she is.
Is it still in the, downstairs?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Sloan, if you get a chance, can you come to the noodle shop? Someone wants to have a word with you.
Yes, give me a moment. Right, we'd best get back down.
If you want to take care of that, I'll talk to Rain, and then do you want to make our way down to the...
Yes, we don't have much time, so we should move quickly. Right. This is currently a private conversation.
Did you two have your chit-chat?
We're talking.
No, that's fine for the moment. Yeah, we're just talking.
Right.
Getting a new place out in them wastes.
Would you give me just a few seconds to ask a question to Mr. Wheeler?
Be gentle.
Sure.
His feelings are hurt, not just his leg.
What happened?
Thanks, Kai.
Okay, where do you want to talk?
Right,
Jeff?
well.
How long is your thing?
So,
I kind of had it.
all I wish to ask Mr. Wheeler is that,
Right. Can I pull you to
with recent events, there has been,
Are there any medical? Okay, Sloan's still here.
there's been a figure that is, under investigation.
Pretty sensitive.
And so I'd like to ask,
Uh-huh.
who currently has access to the tavern?
Why is that connected to some sort of criminal?
Yes, but I mean...
It is a suspicion for now.
You don't pick up then at that point, so...
I'll be on 7. People have been calling.
Can I know what this is about?
Sloan, I'll be on Radio 25. I'm gonna go. I'll meet you at the noodle shop when I'm done, okay?
Yes, there has been a disguised figure who has been going about shooting Masaru personnel. That same figure locked Miss Harper inside of the tavern.
Do you know for
So
sure
wait, we have
if
an
it
ID
was
on the
someone with
person that was
access?
shooting Masaru personnel. I thought we didn't
Because-
have an ID on them.
I do know that that same day you decked through my door. It's not like it's that hard to get through without access.
Yes, but it was the speed of it.
Tavern.
Which means that either they had previously decked into it and still had access, or there's someone who has access.
Alright, look, the only people I know that have access, that I've given access to, is myself, my employee Rain, and Ruina. I doubt it was any of them. I would know.
see.
And once again, I'd like to backtrack on the we actually ID'd the people who shot the Masaru guards.
A visual.
Mr. Bendy here needs help.
From who?
Something.
Myself.
And we're gonna withhold this information until now.
It was not withheld. I told Mr. Cross.
Oh, but I didn't. You know, the people investigating this shit weren't told. Neither me
I
or
was
Lil.
not told that you were investigating.
Well, of course we fucking were. We were down there, like, looking all that shit. I thought it was obvious.
Indeed. The individual in question showed up in the Undercity yesterday and casually walked in front of my clinic. They identified themselves
Can you
as
give me a
the
description?
Titania.
Titania. So you're suspecting Titania of the one shooting the corporate guards, correct?
Indeed, I saw them doing it myself.
So you saw them pull the trigger and shoot them. Okay.
Yes.
Because then that information you need to pay pass on. They need to have a bounce on. Okay, got it.
Had a chance to get down there yet.
Got it.
Do you
you can
know
continue your thing. Here.
what this Titania person looks like? So I can keep an eye out.
They have a predominantly black and red outfit, a hood and a mask, and a cape.
Yeah, I think I saw them in the tavern before. Like when all that stuff was going on. They came through the back door at first. They probably were able to just deck in and retain ID through the whole day. I haven't changed my codes yet.
I would encourage you to do so first thing tomorrow.
I know a lot of good deckers, so I can probably get that done pretty easily.
Indeed. But if any other further information comes up about this figure, please let me know.
I don't know anything else. You know as much as I do. Probably more.
Very well. Have you been properly attended to?
Yeah, I have. I'll be fine by tomorrow.
Very good. As part of the Wyvern contract, there will be a discount on this.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, you can just forward it to them.
Indeed. Now, apologies, I have something else I must tend to.
Not enough time anymore.
Alright.
All the wyvern stuff and everything else we're doing, it's
Do you want me to try to magically
it's always closed.
you're feeling, or?
I guess so.
Right.
Try to use someone else uses it.
No, I'd rather have
It was
go to
the
someone
same
saying they can
prescription
always
as
have it
before,
open,
correct?
You know, for everyone else in a row to get what they need.
Very good. I can pull that out over here. Right. Right here.
We do need to go make a thing for it, though, pretty quick. Before time runs.
Here you are. Apologies for the delay.
You guys, I can head down there too in a moment. Just making sure.
The instructions are on the bottle itself.
They take out some solid credits and they hold it quizzically. Mm.
Right, that should be, forget the exact amount off the top of my head. I'll say that's about 500 credits.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
They take out their phone, pointing at it.
Indeed. Go ahead and, I'll start the transfer for you.
I'll get the crutch for you.
There we are.
I'll probably make you pay for that too.
You're right as rain. Is there anything else I can do for you?
At the Wyvern office, you said.
Very good. Take care.
You get a crutch for case.
There should be one around here.
Oh, I can get one out. Unless
Yeah,
there's
but he's
one
asking
already
for the
around it.
one the Wyvern, apparently. It's very picky. Hopefully we give one for free. I think it's because it has too many or something, I don't know.
You can always spawn one of those when you head down there.
Right.
Oh, but
Give him a
speaking,
wheelchair.
since you are going to the dangerous area tomorrow, did you want any of the things that we built?
Yes. Can you give me a manifold of those things overnight? I don't have much time left in the day, and there's a few people I need to speak to. Can you give me a list of what you've made and what you can make?
Sure.
Thank you. I very much need to speak to a few people. Can you discharge Mr. Wheeler?
Sure, I can help.
Thank you.
Gonna need a hand there.
Was there anything else you all needed?
I think we're good. Go do what you need to do.
Perfect. And do bear in mind that there are security cameras. Don't do anything you shouldn't. Good grief. Right, apologies. I'll let you out. Have a good day.
Boy.
Everyone actually make it out?
Not quite. Alright, I'm on my way to the noodle shop. What did you need?
Drink that shit. What the fuck?
Alright, here we go.
Alright.
We need a call. We
Unless
need
you
a...
wanna die,
Where the fuck is it?
that's-
Where's it
that's
fucking
some
going?
fun.
Where does it go? Every time.
It's
Hold on,
right,
fucking-
it's right below you,
Well.
dipshit.
Fucking hell. Okay, well, fucking hold on. Good thing I didn't crack it open yet.
Right, who was it that called for me?
Mr. Sloan?
Harper, Fortuna, are you on this line?
Oh.
Indeed.
I think Ayla was looking for you.
Right, thank you.
No problem.
Prosthetic could
You
just
took
be
your
done
feet
with it.
entirely, Case. That's how bad that injury is.
So, also, we maybe need it at the tea house.
I was just locking up.
Very
Are
good.
you going in?
To the
No.
tea house now? Okay.
Ash told me that you wanted me.
I can go there
Ash
real
did?
quick.
I didn't see them in there.
Maybe it was old. Who knows?
Got it.
Good grief.
You seem stressed
I don't
today,
remember.
Mr. Sloan.
Not enough time. Where have they gone?
Hey, where you going? I thought you needed help.
Checking it again. Fortuna, Harper.
I had to keep the... Oh, take it! Do I live? Do I live?
Probably,
Okay, cool. Alright, cool.
get
I got
that.
it. Hello.
Everything alright?
There you are.
Ah, Sloan. Bendy wanted to speak with you. They're in the Dirty Diamond.
They've already gotten their
Not
prescription.
sure what about, but... Oh, well, that's good. That's probably what that was then.
Yes, what was it that you were saying about the noodle shop?
Oh, he was in there, and I figured you could just meet him in there. Because he was looking for
Right.
you. Didn't know what you were up to. Oh.
Well. Is there anything else pressing?
Not that I know of. I think it's pretty much just wine down there.
Right. Have you seen Fortuna?
Bit of drinks and... no. I have not.
Good grief. What was the note that you said again? What was on it?
Oh. The note said to speak to Runa to learn the truth of everything going on with Mr. You-Know-Who. It's too dangerous to speak out in the open.
Right.
And Runa knows the truth now.
20 minutes to
So
run
Runa
down
is
to the
not
wastes
here,
and try
so-
and find her. And Fortuna said that she would help
Well,
me, but
trap
she's
has
nowhere
a
to be
too
found. Today is too busy.
Yeah,
But at
also
least
be
we
good
have
seeing
Masaru.
if Spoon tells you. Yeah.
Good grief. Maybe
So
I
guess
should
you're
just
gonna be
grab
heading
a
to the
drink.
waste.
Yes, but I need to find
That could
Fortuna
work,
first.
too.
He is a vegetarian, so I don't know how he feels about becoming a vaginitarian, so you'll have to do some persuading there.
Hello.
Well, that was an interesting time to walk in.
Have a good day.
And it sort of. Are you?
Pardon me, Jackie.
Jackie. Hey. Sorry.
Customer.
Could I get something light to go?
Something light.
Indeed.
Sure. How about let's go with the blue one if you're feeling it.
That works.
Dion.
Attention all role players. There is 19 minutes left until the end of session.
Good grief, not enough time in the day. Right. Do you accept wireless transfer? I believe you do. Here you go.
Thank you.
Jackie gets an email on her data pad.
My the Hugbot has my data pad.
Right, well.
The Hugbot has my data pad, Panini.
Last call, Fortuna, are you on this radio? If not, I'm checking 30.
Dude, don't be fucking. Don't be rude. What the fuck?
Right, that's literally what's going on.
Fucking.
Right, checking 30. Fortuna, are you on this radio? Testing, are you there?
That's what I was saying.
What the?
Late entry to battle bots. Apparently they're so slow that it took them this long to walk down here. So
Right.
they said they should make it to the arena by the time the next battle bots tournament. So
I mean, it's going at a pretty good pace and should be there in like 5 minutes.
I mean, it could probably just sit there and wait. You know what I mean? If it's a robot, they can just like go into hibernation mode or
True.
some shit and just fucking park there.
Have you seen Fortuna?
I told them it's gonna need their owners. Fortuna? Last I saw Miss Valentine was the noodle shop, I believe. But I think they had left there with Miss Lilith. I think is who they left with. Don't
Wonderful.
quote me on that, because I don't know for sure. That was about 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. I was at the Dirty Diamond.
Not enough time
No
in
reason.
the day.
Never is.
Good grief. Harper. Do you know where Runa is?
Probably in the wastes.
Do you know where in the wastes?
Probably. I can go with you if you want.
Oh, that could work. What? I'm on 30.
Oh, you didn't hear? Oh, Fortuna just came on the radio.
Right, can you repeat previous transmission? Didn't hear you. Can you try? I don't know if I can hear them or not.
Fortuna, can you repeat that?
Harper, is Sloan out there? Know where he is? Trying to find him.
We're at the dock gate, up by Elevator Plaza. He's been looking for you.
Gotcha. Tell him to meet me at the garage.
Right.
Don't have a lot of time.
Are you coming too?
Yep, he's coming. I can come along.
Right, let's go. What a day. Going good, little buddy.
Oh, he's getting there. He's getting there.
Right, this is the garage. Yeah, let me pop inside. There you are. Alright, let's go.
This way. You guys were a little ahead of me, so I was upstairs in the clinic when I called you.
Right.
Let's go.
Alrighty.
Oh boy. There we go. So yeah, another factor, in case you didn't see, is for the first time, we're doing the 2 maps at the same time. So the wastes is currently active, as well as the row. So we're currently hopping down there in the last 10 minutes. Good grief. Cutting it close. Gonna grab a drink. Busy, busy, busy. Yeah. Is there anything else I missed? Got that. Need to talk to Runa. Yeah, looks like we got the things done that we were trying to do. Oof.
I was concerned for a second because your arm wasn't there when you loaded in.
Oh, nope, I'm good. Oh, can I get an assault rifle?
Is that the Sloan?
Yes. Belgrade?
Got 10 minutes, yes. Thank you, thank you. Still spawning.
Yeah, no. That would take
It's right here. Is it not
This one's
showing?
for you. Whoa. Bam.
Oh, thank you.
I might get my ass chewed out for this biography.
There it is, okay.
Frames! Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, gotta grab that blue bottle too. Alright. Where is it?
My head is imploding.
Where's the blue drink?
Looking for food.
The one I had.
Oh,
Is it just called blue drink? Is that it?
Yeah, it's blue drink.
There it is. Perfect. Whoa.
Yeah.
Zooming. Okay, I'm good.
Why is the blue bottle important?
Because I had it previously and I have to have consistency. Alright, let's get in there. Does this work?
Okay, screw the booze. I don't need it. I finished the bottle.
Oh, you looking for the booze?
The mushroom.
There it is.
Bottle.
Oh, mushroom. Okay, I smell alcohol.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's go.
Right, let's go.
Right, let's go.
10 minutes. Here we come, Scraptown. Good grief, that was a walk.
Okay, is that?
Right, where are they?
Oh, I'm sure we'll find out in a second.
I can call her on the radio.
Remember where they went?
Please do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Radios.
She could be anywhere. I'm calling her on the radio.
Well,
Hey,
it
Ruda,
is hot
are
down
you
there.
on this radio? Hey, where are you? I have Sloan here.
Hello there.
Hello.
What brings the big ones down?
Looking for a friend.
Hmm?
I don't believe I've met you before.
Somewhere
Yes.
My name's Onizuka, Kiwami. I was actually just brought here by
talk to you. Where are you?
Well, nice to meet you. Welby Sloan.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Sloan. And you are...
Alice Harper.
Oh, Alice.
We found some more
Actually,
bugs. There's a huge ass spider.
We've already talked a lot about
Oh.
you.
Oh. Good thing
Out in
I
the brambles. It's not in the cave, it's in the
Well,
brambles.
I got him down
that's
here,
similar
so
to
we don't have a lot of time.
Hellified.
Place, location.
It is
About
very,
2 hours ago.
very
We're gonna
tempting.
meet at the grill. We're gonna meet at the
Right,
Oasis
let's go
Grill.
there. Where is it?
I think it's on the left.
On the left. Thank you.
We have about 9 minutes,
I know, that's why we're rushing. There you are.
There you are.
And Compass.
What are you guys all doing here?
Right, is there a place we can talk?
Fuck you.
Yes.
we
This
can use the
way.
clinic.
Perfect. Right at home.
Let's use that then.
Oh god, we're all gonna be in the clinic all night. Okay. I don't think.
He was down here today.
No, I can call a shuttle. I can get a second.
Good grief.
If you have guns, you're gonna have to
But
ask
it's
to use them
sandstorms.
behind the counter. No guns in the clinic.
Oh,
We
sorry.
just need to be in your lobby.
I'm not immediately
Right.
very much.
That includes you,
Total
Mr.
two.
Sloan. Leave it.
I'm staying here.
Or you could stand outside if you'd
I'll
like.
watch all of
I
it.
don't know.
Right. Anyway,
My cute backpack.
I'm going to sit down because I feel like I've been running all day.
Oh,
Ugh. This note.
I think I've seen those on Miss Fortuna's playing on that.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Alright.
From her.
If it was stuck on a wall, if somebody says it was,
So,
I was never here.
Don't worry about
there's a lot to get into.
You got scoliosis.
Are we gonna be here all night? Is that what's happening?
Hopefully not. Can you give us a moment?
Samstone's about to come in, so yeah.
Indeed. Can you give us a
You
moment?
probably should go home, Mr. Ugzma. I don't wanna
I'm curious about
keep you
this.
here. Okay.
Private discussion.
No, there's a huge ass spider, like 40 times your size.
I'm not sure if he can hear me. Private discussion.
Heavily armored spider.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I mean, one day maybe we can come down here and see if we can.
Please give us a moment.
Correct, and more than two.
I doubt that. Oh god, we're gonna need a lot of guns to put that thing down.
Mhm.
Two of us with assault rifles.
Nah,
Alright,
it'll
then.
be really quick. I promise.
Just, you know the houses.
I know where the house is. Don't we?
I see.
Right.
If anything,
So, to bring things down a notch,
Acid?
Not too happy.
Oh, you
Yeah, I got
harvested
some of
some.
the blood.
I heard what Harper's been up to.
But I will give one
She gave me this note, which said to speak to you
Yeah, we can check it out.
about you know who.
You got it on you?
I'll give that to you. Yeah.
Are you sure it's safe to talk right now?
Is this location safe?
On that overnight. Yeah, I don't want that to.
I haven't been able to test it. I gave MP the crystal to take care of while I went down here.
Right, wonderful.
No one's been able to find her.
Yeah.
Indeed. I believe that they've
And
clocked
she's
out
doing a
early.
good job at keeping.
should be able to probably find a way to like make and manufacture oil that's acid resistant.
Well.
I can put that on my armor.
Yeah. You said Revol works here.
If we can't do it now. As soon as we can.
Alright, well, if you have
I need to hear about this.
acidic bugs, either have
Okay,
Revol,
I
or if
can
he's
explain
down here,
everything
contact us,
at my
and we
house
can get
tomorrow.
you some of the
Does that work?
cure to
Indeed.
I'll
If
find
it's
you
scanned
and
and safe.
That's the body.
We should do that first thing.
I've scanned my house. It's safe. Okay. I'm staying here overnight though, until things cool down.
Of course.
That's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have another meeting tomorrow at some point, but I can say that Masaru has pledged their support.
Pledge their support?
Indeed, for
Oh,
events.
for that issue. Okay.
I was able to speak to Mr. Augustine himself.
Is it tamed? Like, can you ride it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's resolved then.
Indeed. Things are looking good.
It's got some big chompers for a herbivore.
What a day. I feel like this is the first time I've been able to sit.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I grabbed this.
When did you have this armor? I've never seen this armor.
I use this on the waist. I did for this at Titan.
Is that all you needed to talk about? Is letting? Oh well, I suppose we didn't get
Really,
to have
yes,
that
but
meeting. I mean,
it wasn't much of a
10 minutes
meeting.
is not
Without
enough time to
the
explain.
ability to make it safe, you can't exactly talk.
No.
Well, apparently there was no really paint in the shop.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's safe. It's more of the fact that it would take a lot more than 5 minutes, and there's 5 minutes until the sandstorm.
Precisely. But I at least wanted to let you know that this is a very important conversation that needs to happen.
I knew that this was something that we were gonna have to have a conversation.
Indeed.
I'll probably ask Bob about these dinosaurs. Because I just while they're in town.
Other than that,
Y'all got 4 minutes till I gotta close out because the storm's coming in.
Or something.
they sure are nosy down here. But
I'll look out for that. I won't shoot it, but I'll look out for it.
I spoke to Jameson before he walked away from that scene that happened. Was it simply a case that they wanted your blood?
Well, it's my first day.
Apparently I was on a list by Masaru, and they were taking blood with or without my consent, and so they tried to advance on me with needles
I mean, I like the heat.
in a private location, so I sent out a ping because I didn't know what else to do.
Indeed. Was brutally murdering 3 people really the best course of action?
I'm used to it from childhood.
It's not the course of action I chose. I ran.
I'm aware.
I just turned my back and ran away from them.
In either case, Jameson, well,
There's no corpus, no
yes, I believe it was him that told me. I've been informed that supposedly Astral is putting out hits on Masaru people now. Or something of the like. You laugh, but whatever you can do to try and talk him down, get things reduced. This is going to start a corporate war, whilst we're in the midst of trying to deal with things in the other city.
I know. I will try to talk to him about it. The thing is I think you're missing a lot of the context for that.
I'm sure.
It's only if they're trying to coerce people out of, like, taking their blood against their will.
I know.
That's the condition for it. As long as they're doing
Either
things
way.
legally and consensually, then everything is fine on their part.
Do you have like a harpoon on like your torso?
Yeah, it's time for the storm.
I gotta go.
You guys
Indeed.
might want to head back. And
We'll talk more tomorrow.
This thing, it took 5 shots of this, and it still did not feel bad.
I'm gonna hurry back to the house because the house is like in a precarious spot and it takes forever to get there. So I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much, Oni.
Alright. No problem.
And
Anytime you wanna use
you guys have a safe
nice
trip
meeting you.
back.
Indeed. Take care.
Yep.
I'm driving back
Bye-bye.
up. I'm gonna be in the elevator. To the garage.
Have a good night.
I think we're getting a
you probably
shuttle
saw my
from
car.
Traverse, aren't we?
I mean, you see my
if
car.
we didn't make
so
it in
I'm
time,
behind
let's
that.
Right, let's go.
Oh, okay.
Is that a...
There's the big business.
Are those normal?
About some shit later. It's just people busy.
It's a wild place down here, from what I've seen.
That one's a herbivore. Don't worry about that one too much. It can't break your back though. Don't let it headbutt you. It could be
That
like
makes
a
sense.
Ram. Like a wild ram.
What a day.
Yeah, I'm taking my ship back up. So yeehaw.
Looks like we're loading up here.
You see the engine? Yeah. Yeah. Look at it. I finally got to use it.
Oh, that one. Ooh, that is a bit.
Yeah, that's my car.
Come on, orderly line.
I've seen so much bullshit today.
Good grief.
Again, I saw a giant spider. I'm like, what the fuck?
Detroit, how was it? How was your first day as main map GM?
Yeah.
Talking to the fucking bus.
Wasteland stressful.
Bob.
Aw.
I felt the bad every time I pinged you. It's the issue is the players make their own situations where we have to throw NPCs at them like home places. Because there's places.
Sit down, finally.
Wee.
So did you get your explanation from Rune?
No, but I got the promise that it will be next time.
Like, we did like a funny thing where like, okay.
Yeah, we
That
were
works.
walking out with rain
It'd be a much more interesting scene if Rune tells you anyway.
Yeah.
Wasteland session.
Having us
I hope,
Yeah.
I hope everyone had a good time.
You're gonna love me so much.
Thank you for
It's fun going between maps. I love it.
Yeah.
dealing with long wait times.
What do you do?
I am the sexiest man alive. We found the
Nice.
treasure trove.
sad wave off that I gave
Yeah,
you
it's
as
pretty
you went
nuts.
back out to the back out.
I've never seen a fan you can get out of Dodge. Oh my god, down here? Holy shit.
I was covering for you hard.
Oh, remember that.
And then I got
Oh, damn.
behind the gate.
This is a Telltale game.
And I was like, I'm not.
How was your session, Fair? As your first PC?
It was good.
You turned around, I went.
We
Nice.
started off with
And then
opening up clinic, moving
I couldn't.
Rivoli into her
What the
house.
fuck did you roll? So
Then
I was
Rivoli
the
took
bug
me out
that you were speaking to, and I
the
was
Oasis
like,
with
they told us this was
Aguma.
they're like, all right, your job is to get Bob out of the cave, and I was like, word, we can do
to
that.
grab
And
some
then it was like,
plants,
he rolled really
came
well.
back.
So
Once bugs started coming in after us. And then we went up to the row because Catbug said something about the row being on fire. Rivoli was like, oh, we should go up there and help.
Wait, what?
Went up there,
Row on
nothing
fire.
was happening. Catbug was just saying shit.
That's because we all came down here as you went up there.
Yep.
Even
But the
I'm gonna get some angry messages later.
after that, we were at
interested
the.
in devouring this talking.
We watched the first fight of the
I like this map there. I like this map there. I saw the
tournament thing.
Okay, they're not gonna
I
break
forget what it's
that.
called.
I'm
BattleBots. Watched the first fight of BattleBots. I was completely confused the entire time. And then
That happened.
Rivoli logged out. So I was left alone.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Rivoli always poofs at 10:30 or
Yeah, I just put them in a bucket and then carried them down.
Oh, is that why Rivoli posted the slime in a bucket at 11:06?
a harder sell, we would have been like,
I am sweating.
Yeah,
NPC no mic.
after I brought her back down, I just kind of wandered around the scrap town looking for people.
I got to talk to your dad, uncle?
She was
Augustine.
What?
Augustine, we're not related, and I hate that prick.
I know.
How was it?
It actually went super well. I convinced him to go 100% with us.
Not much.
Ooh.
In the Undercity?
Yep.
I just have to do my job.
Oh, nice.
He's committed now.
That. Nice.
Nice. He's working on long-lasting forms of anti-magic.
Undercover, second time as Avalon.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
And then I come in the last 10 minutes of session.
Yeah.
That's bad for my character.
They'll do whatever for a contract. This is so funny.
That was also a very funny
Kinda bad
encounter.
for me, but oh, I'm glad.
So how was the row?
Holy shit.
God, I didn't get to see all that happened in the row. I left halfway through to help out
Do you know
here.
the reason why we came down here in the
But-
first place?
How was it?
Yeah, no, I.
Masaru was trying to take Ruin blood, then Ninja
Wasteland
Man
is good.
here
Nice.
takes out
It was,
Masaru guards.
it was a good way to relax after fucking a lot of shit up in the row.
What a day.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go check on them in Discord real quick. I'll be silent for a second.
Yeah. It was good.
And he has a pretty neat mind.
Got a lot done.
I just spent like almost 3 hours exploring the wastelands.
Spoke to 2 Augustines.
I got to be a sandworm for a little bit. It was nice.
Ooh, cool.
Yo, sick.
I spooked some people.
Makes
Oh.
sense for a trained killer.
Yeah, I think it was Apex and a couple other people.
Oh, that's a really good idea for an edge for combat. That is really cool.
Yeah, I did on.
Nice, nice.
Then, like within the last 30 minutes, I was lyric for a gathering role because Kenji and Hendrik needed a role. And then Lyric gave his contact information to Liet and Hendrik. So if they need him for anything, they can contact him.
But yeah, no, that was fun. I'm glad I got to How to Train Your Dragon. That
Because I was shot before you would have had
Cool boy.
cancer.
So with that, I think I'm going to end stream here. Thank you so much for watching. You can catch me again on Monday for the next session of FanRP, where we pick up all this insanity moving forward. But whew, that was fun. We got a lot done. But I hope you have a wonderful night. See you very, very soon. And bye-bye.
Cat bug, please. Now I'm waiting for
Just
please,
because
because
becomes 2D and